tournaments. Got to give some reward back to the players. If you guys could claim a code, that would be greatly appreciated because these players deserve love just like Neo does as well. But we're going to launch in Kimberly going up against a modern Luke here. Okay.
Modern Luke, yeah, I thought they were extinct, but we're making a comeback with Modern. I'm seeing a lot more of those now. Immediate perfect parry on the drivers. Yeah, we're going in. Past the corner.
Okay, nice DR extension there. Just going to get the ender. Frame kills for now. Went for a bit of a risky throw, I think, but still made it work. However, they all put back into the corner here. Run, stop, throw again. Schmick seems to like that safe pressure at the moment.
Yeah, very classic Kimberly block string there. Stand heavy punch run. We're going to go for the meaty spin throw again. Yeah, no throw loop. It seems to be just one throw and then a bait of some kind.
Burnout imposed for Crackalack here, so we'll have to see how that goes. Air carry by going for a knuckle in the air. I like the idea behind that to maybe bait an anti-air. Didn't work out in the end, though. Having to eat this really solid Kim pressure and burnout. Just about out of the burnout situation now, though. One good confirm could do it. We'll get the throw. I think you need two more.
Yeah, that's another one. Is there going to be a third? Nah, just backs off those. The fireball. We're going to slow it down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Sandblast. That always gets the job done. So hard to react to that, especially in like in a situation like that when you're about to die. It's very scary.
Yeah, really unlucky there for Schmicks, but they are going to fight back for now. Goes for the hop, trying to be safe again. The standing medium kick is going to get DR cancelled right there. Corner's secured. Very good spot right now because you can maybe go for some frame traps to secure that level 3 in the install. Not going for it just yet. Really seeing a lot of these run-stop throws. It's working a lot, but not capitalizing on the available resources. Hold on, though. Maybe this could be time?
Yeah, could be, could be. We've seen a lot of hits coming from Schmick, but the damage is not quite adding up for the kill. This might be it, though. Yeah, we're going to go for the level 3. Get the buff. You need that damage and that speed for this final round, but you see that bottom right. Cracker Black has a lot of meter there. You have to find a way to maneuver around that as Kimberly.
I will say, very risky maneuver right there to go for that reset mid-combo into the DI, because obviously perfect parry scaling meant that level 3 was never going to kill in that first combo. Securing the kill like that, very nice from Schmicks. Big risk, though, especially against an opponent who's on Modern. So
yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you see the M over their name. I'm very scared to do that.
Okay. Still making it work. Nice fight back from Crackalack here, though, who tries to play it safe. Does just stuff him in the face, though. Gonna be able to get another extension. Big damage, close to killing territory for combo at level 3 here.
Yeah, I think any drivers cancel from a medium will do it right now for Cracker Black if it's a legitimate long combo. Yeah, the drive gauge is low for both players, but the advantage still, I would say, is on Cracker Black's, but Schmicks is finding a way to mitigate any critical hits. Oh, that was one, but got away with murder. Okay, back throw. We're going back to neutral. Gets the jump on the Sandblast. Level 2 might be incoming here. It should be level 2. I'm pretty sure OD Tatsu level 2. There it is. Schmicks finds a way to survive the entire round without getting hit by the level 3. Well done.
Yeah, that was really good. I mean, those little shimmy walks before that second jump just to get over and get that kill was really nice, I think. So well played from Schmicks to get that first game, but I'll have to see what they can do in the follow-up. Crosscut there, of course. Very quick input on the Modern. Doesn't even need the circle. Okay, safe pressure. Gets out, though. Nice stuff.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Cracker
Maybe we're
left
just watching.
room. Huh?
The match might be over already. The way it's looking. Maybe we're a little bit too far behind. Signs of the future. Schmicks has the corner. Okay, meaty, heavy kick again. Full combo. Okay, never mind. It looks like maybe it was either... We don't know. I'm not sure if we're just really far behind or if it was over. Or if there was a disconnect, rather.
Why, oh why is the Cammy player going after the Kimberly players, bro? It's like, you know, just aiming a bow and arrow at each other, you know, Wild West Showdown.
So Crackalack was disconnected. Okay, so it wasn't... Yeah, I was wondering, are we so far behind that Schmicks the living hell out of Crackalack before we could make it there to see it?
We'll have to see.
No, it looks like that's not the case, just reading the chat. It looks like Crackalack was booted out, so we're going to get him back in here.
New Kimberly buff, able to just send the opponent back to the title screen.
You know, when that bomb's on the floor, and your life is on the line, sometimes they're doing you a favor, right? Like, do you really want to go through that stress of trying to survive the situation?
True. Just, get yourself out of that situation. Got to be able to make that work. But yeah, I mean, while we wait for the game to get back underway, seems things have been very interesting on the Street Fighter front. Obviously, Evo Japan's going on. Looks like people have confirmed that some core mechanics of the game are getting system changes with Elena.
Yeah, at the very least, Elena herself doesn't have things that we're hoping may be extrapolated and applied to the rest of the cast. At least I am. I can speak for myself on that one, because if she doesn't have throw loops like they say, that could be a cast-wide thing.
Yeah, we'll have to see. The things that I noticed, apparently. So, number one, all characters in Modern now can apparently use all of their jumping buttons. And also, perfect parry against a jumping attack and drive impact no longer triggers a screen freeze. That's what I've seen.
Okay, I would love to take a look at that, because that sounds like what I would want. But look at this corner pressure from Schmix. Okay, DP, yeah, we got to get out of that. Oh, okay.
Close. It's not going to work out. The spacing was not there. We're going to go for the simple little crouching light jab into the throw again. Lots of damage. We are playing a grappler game right now between these two, it feels like, as we go for the plus frames. Another throw towards the corner again.
Yeah, we're talking about the throw loops potentially being removed, but we still got to deal with it for the rest of this tournament. Well done on the block there on the DP. I like that. Also, I saw Crackerlack do forward dash after the throw into attempted perfect parry, I think. That's sneaky.
Little nice incorporation there, especially on the move and trying to catch out with Schmix. Doesn't work out in this situation, though, because that little fake jab into the throw, still catching. That was the crouching medium kick that stopped things off. Does get duffed by the DP again. Crackerlack really is not afraid on the defense at all, it feels like, Doc.
No, not at all. But I think Schmix has been pretty liberal with how they've been attacking. Oh, yeah, this is going to be it, I think. Yeah, so... yeah, Schmix has been doing a lot of forward throw into walk forward heavy kick. I'm talking about something with a gap that's at least 10 frames. And Crackerlack has been letting that happen. So I think Crackerlack might want to consider just challenging with normals instead of just committing to the DP.
Yeah, it may have to start doing that as well, especially with the shimmies that are getting caught out on by Schmix. I have to say, those shimmies have been really huge. I think it's like twice now we've seen back walk into the heavy punch punish counter. So consistency is what I'm seeing from Schmix. Crackerlack has just got to wear down that offense somehow. Ooh, whiffed crouching heavy punch right there from Schmix.
Oh yeah, Schmix. Not gonna survive this one for too long. I think it's one guess away. There it is. That should be it. Level 1? Yeah, that's gonna do it. All right, good comeback there from Crackerlack. But you mentioned something interesting that Schmix is doing leaving either big gaps, or just doing the shimmy, right? But the shimmy works for both baiting the DP and the throw. And it looks like Crackerlack's main two options are either DP or throw defensively. Oh, maybe that was a backdash, catches it with the target combo. Big gap again, overhead. This could be another bomb.
For this break, confirm. Baits the DP as well. Oh, Schmix is in Crackerlack's head right now. This is brutal to see. Unfortunate, but I will say smart from Schmix. It's unfortunate because I do think Crackerlack's reactions and pressure pretty tight, pretty solid. They managed to bait out a couple of Schmix's options as well. I just think they're panicking a little bit too much on the defense for what they have capable of.
Yeah, and the offense has been good right up until that point where Crackerlack dropped the combo, and now Schmix has the corner once again. We've seen this go so badly for Crackerlack. Can you survive the onslaught of Kimberly, especially with this buff? Now, luckily, Crackerlack is modern, so you do get a little bit more leeway on surviving these situations. Not gonna spend it, I agree, 100%. Hold on to it. You see the big gaps I'm talking about. I'm telling you, Schmix is really pushing forward, but the reversal level 3, was that a modern version? I think that was a modern version. Yeah, not gonna do too much damage.
Even so, I think that was close regardless. So highly unfortunate for Crackerlack right there, who still needs a way in. No, they bited too late on that DR there. That's going to allow for the extension.
Oh, no, drops it, but baits.
No, you DP'd again! Even after the whiff on the combo, I get it, there's a gap, but you don't have to fill it. This isn't housemaking, this isn't cement on the foundations of a building. That is tragic for Crackalack right there, because I genuinely think they had an opportunity to get that kill. Unfortunately, overextending and leaving themselves vulnerable. So GG's, Schmix gets the W, but I do think Crackalack had potential there.
Yeah, I think it was 1 or 2 adjustments away. The one thing I did notice, as you mentioned, was mostly the defense, because the offense was good, the neutral was mostly good. It was whenever Schmix got any kind of notable advantage. But I think that the defining part of that defense that was being broken down was the fact that it was either a throw or a DP. Those are 2 very committal options that are baited by the same offensive option. So you saw Schmix at the end, they're doing a jump forward. That's going to bait the throw, it's going to bait the DP. We saw them walk away to bait the throw on the shimmy, but also blocks the DP automatically. So if you're going to have 2 options that are that vulnerable to very common offensive options, you have to be able to notice when it's not going right. Because Schmix didn't do much Schmixing. It really was just very standard offensive play.
Yeah, I mean, the safety was there, but I do think, obviously, we're talking about Crackalack adapting in the essence of, well, they've started to kind of calm down a bit on the defense and actually got a few baits. But at the same time, fair play where it's due. As you said, Schmix had quite a few option selects naturally built into the movement and the neutral that allowed for them to really, really make things work. But going back to what I was saying before in regards to what could be coming next for Street Fighter. So I'm just thinking about it, right? You know what really scares me about that whole modern characters may be able to access all their jump buttons thing? Modern Chun might be about to become like, she's already ridiculous. Let's not downplay her or anything. But if she can start doing consistent safe jumps as well that she didn't have access to in modern, her Oki game is going to level up even more. And when you've got the reactions and confirms, much easier accessible as well. I'm just saying, pay attention to the modern use stats starting from Elena's patch.
Yeah, another modern character here, and I have played a little bit of modern myself for quite some time in the early stages of the game, and I would say it's not possible for them to have all of their jump attacks, right? They would just be able to have 2 variations of the lights, right? Oh, actually, no, you're right. It would be all of them. Do you think that they would also have? Let's talk about it after.
Yeah.
But modern Dalsum, are you familiar with this variation of this character?
Admittedly, not. There's not many people I see using modern Dalsim, except, would you believe it, Xenox. I've seen this guy play in Salt 9. I've seen him in, I believe, Motivation Academy when it was formerly Jewel Academy. And I think maybe they were playing in the Wanted Ladder a couple of times as well. They are a very good Dalsim. I'll give credit where it's due. So they could be one to watch out for in this tournament. It's just, obviously, Dalsim's range and punishes, as you already fully should be aware of. But Xenox has insane reactions to back it up sometimes.
I see. Okay, yeah. I'm familiar with this character a little bit in Modern. I think that the one advantage that really stood out to me was the ability to anti-air with Yoga Flame, but also the level 1 punishes and level 2 punishes to kind of stop rapid approaches from your opponent that classic Dalsim typically cannot.
Yeah, you probably are going to see that from Xenox. I mean, a very good pseudo example of that was probably the immediate medium kick drive impact cancel that they got a punish for earlier. Like, they just had that on lock with those reactions. However, VetPro, going to have to talk about this. 4 medals already built up on their side. Level 3 ready to go as well. Xenox is probably in a bit of dangerous territory here, and they are going to have to use those modern maneuvers to get away from Manon, I think, who is definitely going to start posing a threat.
Yeah, trying to get a huge life advantage here. But any hit should go into level 3 at this point. Any cancelable hit, I should say. There it is. That should be level 3. Oh, no, not quite. Okay, we're going to go for a mix-up left, right. No level 3 again.
Ooh, and the punish counter as well. So there's no level 3 guaranteed, I believe, here. Oh, you're still leaving yourself vulnerable. However, the life bar is too low. Unfortunately, the drive impact is going to drive you into an early grave. VetPro gets caught out by that, and Xenox gets the first game. Triple backdash into the fireball right there, exploiting the fact that Manon needs a bit of time to get in close and trying to set up. However, very nice counterplay from VetPro here.
Yeah, VetPro throwing out a DI early in this round. Maybe a little bit annoyed by that previous round, had to get some retribution. But Xenox still keeping the health and the drive gauge relatively even. Keeping Manon out. Yeah, we're just gonna keep floating. Yeah, I like that heavy kick, trying to stop Dawson from floating over and over again, but it's not adding up to much. Only 2 medals. There is the level 1 anti we're talking about.
Yeah, perfectly timed after what you mentioned earlier, and a very good DR confirmed from Xenox there to get that extension, finish the round off. This is what I mean. The confirms they have on deck are extremely good with the reactions that they've got. They're just a very good player with that. But when you factor in the additional damage not a lot of Sims will be able to get from those punishes as well, it just becomes very fun to watch, I will say.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
You're not going anywhere. Check this out. Mix up back heavy punch, or is it stand heavy punch? Full combo here. That's 3 medals. Perfect parry. Yeah, I like that. Just go for the back throw. Don't prioritize the medal. You're going to get it anyway. Look at that damage.
Yeah, the counter hit right there. Clearly, Xenox trying to bust out that situation. Not going to work out. DR Wars, and we are going to win first on the side of the sim. However, this time the Wake Up Super is going to do wonders for VetPro, who tries to DR in and keep the pressure safe. Pulls him in with that Vortex. Xenox has got to find a way to survive right now. Counter hit on that falling jump heavy punch. But still not able to find the true mark. I think they could probably kill if they used all their drive gauge on level 3 combo here. Got to be careful on VetPro's side.
Yeah, Xenox is pretty reserved on spending that level 3, so hopefully this time if they get the hit, they spend it because those 4 medals are, yeah, there you go, straight into the level 3. We are not going to hold anything back. I don't think that's enough to kill, but at the very least, you get a lot of drive gauge and go back to neutral. As a Dawson player, this is just as good as checkmate. OD Fireball, I like that. Get some control. Really hard to deal with. You have to go through the maze, and VetPro is not able to accomplish that. Xenox able to close out the second game.
Yeah, trying to navigate that maze, but unfortunately does not have the compass to give themselves the directions. Doesn't work out. Xenox gets that game. And now VetPro trying to fight back. Just a couple of things I'm noticing where they're spaced a tiny bit too far out of effective range. It's like the ideas are there. They'd be getting the perfect tiptoe damage, but they're just out of range. Another thing I noticed there as well, they use the feint to get through the Yoga Fire perfectly. Like, VetPro's got the answers.
Yeah, VetPro, definitely some frustration coming out here, swinging for the fences. Anything hoping to hit on Xenox here, and it is working out so far. The DI parry into the drive reverse, so I like that. Send them away, back full screen, and now VetPro has to find a way in again. Yeah, but you can see the frustration definitely coming out there. It was straight up hit after hit after hit, and VetPro was not backing off.
Yeah, they were trying to go out swinging, but it's really unfortunate, like I said, that they had some of those answers. I absolutely loved the grab feint as well to go through the fire before. That was a little unique interaction with Manon right there. Only able to land a counter hit and no full punish on that super Eva. Unfortunate. Xenox is just whittling down so much here.
Yeah, nothing is working for VetPro and trying to approach in this round. It's just Xenox basically being on offense from neutral, just attacking over and over, covering all the distances. Very fortunate they're DI'd right after the DI came from Xenox. VetPro able to get another medal. Big punish.
Okay, neutral burnout right now, but a lot more resources on the side of VetPro, but they're gonna get caught by the jump over that fireball. Should have just took the fireball for the minimal chip. Has to back off here. No, the feint didn't work out this time like it did before. Again, the idea is there on paper. I like what I'm seeing, but unfortunately, it just did not come together into a concrete game plan. So GG's to VetPro. Good try, but Xenox coming out on top there. But like you mentioned at the very start, and very fitting analysis, those level 1s in the air were very clutch for Dalsim.
Yeah, I mean, it's those were premeditated a little bit, so that's something that even a classic Dalsim player could do. But just having the leeway to not mental stack yourself as a Dalsim player is so important, because Dalsim is a precision-based character when it comes down to it, right? Especially if your opponent is starting to try and force the way in. One opening, as we saw that first round, could have gone very badly. So that little insurance, as I like to call it, on that modern kind of protects you from a really far distance and ensures that your opponent understands that it's risky to jump from far away. But that matchup looks rough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Manon has to get in, and I think Xenox did a really good job of keeping her out.
Yeah, really good stuff from Xenox overall there, as they do obviously move on to the next round, which does put them up against Fang. Oh, and that isn't even for top 8. That's an unfortunate game for those two, because I'd say those are two probably high caliber favorites. for the bracket, so good luck to both of them. Xenox making a actually, you know, a very fair point in the chat as well. And actually makes it even more impressive what they were doing with those level 1s. That isn't even available with the modern inputs as well. So those were all just straight up raw timings, which
makes more sense because I was like
him.
that looked very premeditated, which is why I was looking at the damage. I was like, was that modern damage? I was kind of I was thinking, well, maybe the awesome is special, but no, good stuff from Xenox. They're actually like setting you up for failure and buffering it preemptively, knowing that you only have one place to go.
Yeah, so really good stuff from Xenox right there. I'm always impressed with them, to be fair, on the Dulcim. I do think that they have made some pretty good results previously. Could be looking at a good top 8 today as well. Depends how they do against Fang. But bracket is progressing very nicely by the sounds of it. We already have the majority of our top 16 matches underway, or at the very least ready to go. Cherubuk versus Jumbo coming up, I believe, on stream. Dims and Schmicks have just fought against each other as well. Looks like Schmicks might have won that one. We'll have to see. And Pup Toss is waiting for the winner of Ixion versus Manthilf.
Oh. Let me pull up the bracket as well, so I make sure I know what's going on. But I see, did I just see a legend Marisa player? Is that a wild Pokemon? That's not supposed to exist.
A new challenger has entered the ring. Jumbo, though, is someone who I do recognize. They made top 8 at set and recess. I believe they've got pretty high results in other tournaments as well in the EU region. They've had the Marisa for a long time, and I think it did take them a while to level up. But once they started cracking the code, playing other characters as well, they became a force to be reckoned with. So good to see Jumbo making a name for themselves here.
That's good. That's good for sure. Marisa being a counter-style character, the more you know about your opponent's toolkit, the easier it is for you to get that one hit that you need. But this is not a character you're going to be able to wipe out in one hit. Zangief is a big boy.
Oh, perfectly spaced again. And the counter hit allowing for the roll confirm. You're definitely dead here. Just going to finish it off with the OD to get the extra damage. Good start from Jumbo in this first round.
Yeah, I'd expect more charge stand heavy punches from Zangief, but we've seen way more coming from Marisa. Jumbo showing that there is no fear, full trust in the character's tools in neutral. Okay, we're chopping. Oh my goodness, yo, that was the tip of the sword.
Yo, these big body square ups are peak to watch right now. DR extension there for some Cherubuk to get the damage in, trying to get close. But the ODs are being spent. There's the heavy punch using that hit of the armor. You said you wanted to see more of that, so good that it was used to very nice effect from Cherubuk right there, who willingly puts himself in burnout to finish the round off. So, final round here. Both players either at or just at 3 bars of super gauge. So, gonna be a race to the bank, I think.
Yeah, challenges with a delayed crouch and light kick there. I like that. That Gladius has no invincibility, or rather armor on the feet. Okay, level 3, we're gonna take the corner. Also a huge drive gauge advantage, but Zangief level 3 is active. You cannot get got by that.
Yeah, if you get scooped, you are gonna have to hold that one. Tries to go for the distance frame kill. I love that. Gets caught with the tip of the hit again. Can't kill, has to be careful. Risks it on the DI, but it does work out. I will say, couple of risks being taken against Geef right here, but I am definitely impressed at these very well spaced long range confirms from Jumbo.
Yeah, no, as someone who has played this matchup, I can tell you that you can't be scared to do what Marisa has to do, especially if you put yourself in a position like that where you can afford to take the level 3. I think it's worth it. Okay, Marisa does have that extra 500 health buffer, whereas Zangief has the 1000. They're relatively similar in their approaches and how they have to risk themselves, but you see the neutrals, mostly Jumbo, just attacking over and over, pushing Zangief backwards.
Yeah, it literally feels like we're watching a Lumberjack live in action right now, just chopping away at Geef here as you get him in the corner. Perfect parry though to finally get an interruption. Very nice from Cherubuk, who secures that corner. Another extension with the drive rush here. Damage is starting to pile up. Say goodbye.
Cherubuk has had enough. Had enough. One perfect parry to back throw is all it takes. Are you sure you want to keep throwing strikes at me? And I like that. That's the answer. That's what you want to send to the Marisa player. Like, stop throwing those heavy buttons. Stop throwing those strikes, because that's where she gets her damage. Whereas Zangief gets his damage from the grabs. But here we go, retaliation level 2.
Okay, very nice there. Getting the counter hit once again. Big damage as we get that corner secured. Goes for the safety. Perfect parry. Gonna get interrupted by that command grab. Okay. Ooh. With spacing. Needs to get another hit somehow. Nice tech from Cherubuk, who jumps over. Hold up. Wait a minute. We have the corner secured as well. We have some very good sequencing.
Yeah.
Smart to use the armor there. Very smart from Jumbo. I like that.
Very risky as well, but I think I appreciate the understanding of the situation, because Marisa loses 3 bars, at least 3 bars, if she gets thrown out of that. So it's a very expensive bet, especially against a character like Zangief. But Jumbo's been making the right reads.
Yeah, based on the risk reward, I think it made sense, but you are right in that it was a massive risk, so well played from Jumbo. But this time they're going to make the wrong reads on the defense. That drive reversal is going to get baited. Cherubuk's willingly going to put themselves in burnout because of the enormous life lead they have right here. Ooh, they just need to slow it down. Just slow it down.
It's one away. Oh! That was definitely not on purpose. I don't think they wanted that. That's unfortunate, but Cherubuk, we're not going to ask questions. We mashed the level 2. If you drop it, that's your problem. 1-1.
Nice. I like that a lot, to be able to do that from Cherubuk. Zero hesitation. You know, hey, if you're going to throw something at the wall, make sure it sticks. So we get a game on the board for the Zangief here, 1-1. But I am surprised how willing they were to go for those swings when they had probably about 9,000 life points of advantage there.
Yeah, it's the matchup. I mean, it's not real advantage against Marisa, right? That was one reset away from going from it turning into 9,000 to 0, you know? Like, that was actually guess for game if you're not on point.
Okay. Very big damage here, hopefully. Gets into about half HP, but that is going to be a whiff, which allows for that punish counter to connect OD Lariat to finish the job off, and there goes Cherubuk getting the round again. Very much feels like our Zangief resident main in the Motivation Academy is starting a warm-up in this tournament. You love to see it.
Yeah, it's been about the big reads, the pivotal ones, but you see that health coming into play. They're able to survive making these big decisions. Stand heavy punch charge finally comes out of Cherubuk again. We haven't seen that happen too often in this matchup.
Okay, again, getting the Gladius. That was long range, so I'm not going to be able to confirm out of it. Careful, Jumbo.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah, that's level 2. Level 1 on deck as well if you need it. This should be a chunk of damage. I don't think it's enough to kill. It is a lot, though. Yeah, that's definitely burnout. Okay, the barrel roll. We're going to use that. I think that just hit. I think that maybe Jumbo tried to escape, but Cherubuk make the right read. Now we're up 2-1. This heavy punch charges have been doing a lot of work for Jumbo, paying a lot of dividends.
Yeah, making it work in the end. Good stuff. As we do get a lot of aggression on the fight back from Jumbo, though, who is going to be trying to go for that pressure and spacing in the corner. Cherubuk was swinging with those crouching light kicks. Didn't work out. This time, does actually get the punish counter. Okay. Oh, why are you jumping? Get absolutely duffed in the face.
Yeah. The OD Gladius has armor for a significant longer amount of time, so was able to hold on to it even after the later active frames.
All right. Trying to go for those target combo slaps. Not going to work out as Jumbo bullies through again with the armor. Another punish counter. Thanks to that perfect parry, though. Cherubuk's been getting a lot better with those throughout the set. Now it's about the spacing again. Diozin, another perfect parry. Ugh, Cherubuk, I love this. He's adapted so well in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, no, that's like I said, that's the message you have to send to the Marisa player. Yeah, that's going to be CA. Once again, I don't think this is enough to kind of make a big bet, but Jumbo just might. We've seen it happen over and over again. Yeah, straight into it. Level 3 on Wake Up. Cherubuk is not going to take any of that. Just going to throw it right at you after the fact. I like it. We're going to trade level 3s. We're going to start this third round on even footing. But Cherubuk is able to make the big reads over and over again. The tides have turned completely.
Very nice indeed from Cherubuk, but it does get caught by the punish counter throw here. Damage to the drive gauge again as Jumbo tries to keep spacing out and wearing his gauge down. Nice anti-air, very good. Quick reaction as well. Jumps the drive reversal, but can't get the landing to punish in time this time, though.
Okay, burns out for that, but you know, that's not that bad. has the positioning, has Marisa closer to the corner. We're just gonna back away, use that space behind us to buy some time. Gets very lucky with the back throw. Okay. Yeah, the drive gauge is almost back. That lariat helps a lot. Yeah, we're about to be nice and rejuvenated. One guess.
Oh, Jumbo's very close to burnout here as well. They're taking the hits a couple of times here not to get caught, but the moment they don't react, they get caught by the drive impact into the corner. SVD to finish things off. And that will be 3-1 the scoreline. And our match between these big bodies is over. Very fun set, and compliments to Cherubuk for showing off adaptability in a single set like that. That was really nice.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. I think that you were exactly right. Right as you called it as well. I think we saw 2 perfect parries happen in a short amount of time after. And I do want to say too, though, in that matchup, I think it's interesting the way both characters approach it, because Marisa is more dangerous on the strikes, whereas Zangief is more dangerous on the throws. And with that in mind, if you're the Marisa player, you're kind of incentivized to try and escape the throws a lot more. And if you're the Zangief player, you're gonna have to parry a lot. And I think Cherubuk noticed that around like the second game and started attempting more parries. But once they got the timing for the perfect parries down, it became really hard for Jumbo to get anything started, at least anything that was like, you know, stable. And I think, yeah, it was just kind of all Zangief from that point.
Yeah, the momentum definitely did shift between those two. That much is palpable at the very least. But now we have our next match queued up, and it is another player who I would deem as a top 8 favorite for sure, Ixion. A name that I recognize from all over the shop, like you said, Street Fighter 4 and 5. Making a fair name for themselves, I'd say, at the moment, having some really good runs in Salt Mine and the World Warriors last season as well. But here I do see them buffered up with the DJ as they ask Pup Tart a question.
DJ, huh?
Neo, that's not a beer.
Oh, what's going on? Neo's talking crap.
I could just see him typing away in the chat. I love it.
Is it Absolute Vodka? Is that what that says?
Yeah. Ixion asked the favorite beer. Man's like, yeah, the Absolute Vodka. Which I will say, not a bad choice for the record, but just...
I didn't know Neo Jedi was a beer person.
Oh, man. Much love to Neo. But yeah, as we wait for this next match to get underway, guys, I did see someone claiming a code earlier before. Greatly appreciated if the rest of you who are in the chat could do that as well. Please remember that these players are giving up their time to play in this tournament and put on a fun stream for you. And you are able to give away some free cash in return. You don't have to do any quests. There's no surveys. There's no nonsense. It's just sign into an account, click a button, leave the tab, you're done. So please, if you could get those codes used up, that would be great.
Yeah, and I'm going to do that just so you guys can see how fast it is, just to demonstrate. So I just now clicked the link. I click login. I'm just going to use Google because why not? That's easy enough for me. And we're done. Code's claimed. Just like that, guys. It takes about 10 seconds to help out these players, help out the tournament. No, keep the lights on.
Yeah, very important to get that done. Claim my code as well. Big W's all around us. We get that prize pool up to $2. Let's keep it getting higher. As we have Pup Tart and Ixion squaring up right now. Standing there with a down back. Had that charge ready to go for the anti-air. Oh my god, Ixion is swinging right now.
A knee drop. We're going to keep the offense going. Sway into the low punish. Counter is going to be a full combo here into the safe jump. Yes, it is. Ixion aggressive. Not wanting to give Pup Tart any type of space to work with.
Okay, trying to keep that corner secured for now is Pup Tart. Going for the spacing traps and pressure with the flickers. Not going to work out though. Ixion backs off. Has a massive life advantage right now, but you can tell he's sneaking a bust out because he doesn't want to get caught by the drive impact for the stun. But it doesn't matter because this bait here will be massive damage. Can't kill just yet, but gets the stun on wake up. Charging the heavy punch should be a very simple kill out there. I mean, Pup Tart, credit where it's due. Very good wearing down of the patience with Ed in that corner.
Yeah, and Ixion made a pretty big bet with that super, burning out his DJ and spending your super. No way to defend yourself. I mean, even if you had the level 1, it wouldn't have mattered just because DJ's level 1 is not invincible, but Ixion had control most of the round, so let's see if he can maintain the same type of energy. Okay, we're gonna call that a side switch. We'll take those. Oh yeah, we've slowed down the pace quite a bit. Pop-Tart, I think, has earned a little bit of respect from Ixion here. Ixion started the match off swinging for the fences, same here. I mean, this is just a combo, but started off pretty aggressive at neutral, but I think has slowed down a little bit just because Pop-Tart is now able to maybe one-shot.
Yeah, got to keep that factored in as Pop-Tart goes aggressive again with these drive rushes, trying to get those hits in. Not meant to be, as we're looking to get in close. Fireball in your face with the OD, I like that. Maybe pouncing on Pop-Tart's hesitation. However, not going to be confirmed on, which will allow for the Ed player to get back in. Punishable, yep, I like that. -5, baby. Got to be able to be ready for that one.
Yeah, but burns out in the process. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him. Ed is pretty good when you're burnt out. Not much you can really do to stop him from charging that flicker. So yeah, now you have to take off to the aggression, or you have to find a way to zone him, which is not really possible. Yeah, just like that. This is what I was talking about. Now you have to hold this corner. The DI is going to be there. Not enough to kill here, but it's going to be a chunk of damage, potentially. Oh, burns out. No, is this enough? I don't think so. No, burns out regardless. Okay. Let's see.
It's going to be very close. Min scaling should allow us to do quite a stick of damage, but I think he might live for a pixel.
Oh, he's dead! He's dead! Whoa, excellent calculation there from Pop-Tart. I thought maybe he lived, but no, that was well done. I didn't see that one coming. All right, so that was actually Ixion signing his own death certificate by spending that super and burning out as well.
Long-term decision-making right there, you could say. Came back to bite him very much later down the line. It was good damage on that level 3, but what do you know? After that, all came falling apart, and I think that was to do with a very good point that you made. Ed is terrified when you are in burnout.
Yeah, you can't fight this character Ashy, man. It's not really something you want to do, especially if you don't have super. Okay, their drive gauge is gone. The round just started. I think the pace has picked back up a bit. Now this time Pop-Tart moving forward instead of moving away. Ixion trying to control. Polar opposite of how we started.
Okay, trying to keep him at bay there. I like the attempt at going for the sway after we saw Pop-Tart's hesitation. I do feel like Ixion's fishing for these punish counters really hard with DJ right now, and also timing it well over the flicker. We've seen Pop-Tart mainly go for that horizontal flicker throughout this set. Ixion taking to the skies to get the punishes has been really good, but gotta see a bit of tightening up on that from Pop-Tart. I do feel like he's becoming a tiny bit predictable in that regard at the very least.
Okay, perfect parry on the drive rush. We're not even gonna try and check it with a normal. You know how fast it is. DP on the drive rush. Ixion's drive gauge is low, but no, we're gonna replenish some of it with that parry hold. I like that. Okay, crouch medium kick whiffs. Look at Pop-Tart just kind of stalking from this distance right outside the normals. And Ixion's not really able to do too much about it. Okay, parry attempt doesn't pan out. Back throw, yeah, this is going to be a big one.
Yeah, okay, nice tech of the throw from Ixion.
Oh!
But the self-imposed burnout from Pop-Tart, this is huge. Of course, Ixion's going to pounce here. Immediate duff up confirmed. Didn't even hesitate the moment that noise of the engine running out was heard. Gets the kill, makes it 1-1. I like that. Plain and simple, saw the opportunity and just pounced on it with both hands open.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about Ed being very oppressive in Burnout. DJ is also one of the top 5 characters that you do not want to fight in Burnout. And Ixion, the moment he saw that Pop-Tart had parry and went into Burnout, was like, oh, don't mind if I do. Walk forward immediately into the OD Sobot.
Ooh.
Okay.
Man said it's still my turn. However, nice response from Pop-Tart there to get that drive impact after the perfect parry. Really trying to damage Ixion's drive gauge right now. Trying to play it safe. Tech of the throw. Ooh, really good cancel using the Psycho Spark to get that anti-air as well. Some very good decision making from the Ed here.
Yeah, good awareness. Also, you got to watch that drive gauge. Okay, gets hit crouching. I don't think Pop-Tart was ready for that. Ixion was just holding down back, maybe expecting an empty jump low. Okay, Ixion fighting pretty well out of the corner right now, even though the back to the wall. Still surviving. The DP is there again. Pop-Tart not letting him out.
Oh, got fainted out there. That throw tech that they whiffed did allow for Ixion to get a punish counter, but it was only the one hit. Holding the parry, gets caught, but can't get the extension. You got
No
that,
shot.
I think.
He did.
Ixion, you're good. Excellent reaction response. I think they were already buffering, but from such long range in the neutral right there. Really good awareness from our DJ player right here, Doc.
Yeah, I know it's always surprising how far that goes, but I do like that. You're right, exactly. Just buffering, seeing purple and being like, I've seen enough, right? I'm just gonna let it fly now. Good reactions. He has the corner once again, but just like the last round, Axion has been able to fight out of this corner just fine. Shades of Guile in that sense, just holding down back, finding the ways to poke out. A flicker hold, flicker charge, releasing, backdashing, drive rushes into the sway rush.
See if it works out as we do get that throw to work once again. Wake up with the OD though to get out that corner, saying get off me, trying to survive with his sliver of life. You can see Ixion's trying to just escape as much as possible and avoid having to play the neutral game with those fireballs. Calls out the spark and actually gets that insane punish counter. One more of those should do it.
Yeah, I might have been able to kill on that, I think, with the level 2! Reacts again, but this time off of the drive rush. Ixion, the awareness is insane. Oh my goodness. Yo.
I think that was a hard call out right there. He went in immediately buffering for that super, regardless of what Pup Tart was going to do. I think baiting on the fact that he wanted a reaction, hard call out to get it. I mean, it's still ridiculous that he made it work, but 2 times in one set as well. Ixion, oof. The man is an entertainment master sometimes.
Yeah, like just the thought process to drive rush in just made my brain go haywire. Like, drive rush in while buffering super, expecting to see some kind of purple. At least I assume that's what happened. Only he knows. We can't confirm that until we speak to him, but still, 2 supers in a row in reaction like that. Pup Tart has to be feeling the heat.
Yep, very nice from Pup Tart this time, but they are not going to get the anti-air there, unfortunate. So Ixion does get to close a bit of space. Drive rushes in again, plus frames to try and exploit that pressure, but they do get duffed up by the jab sequence.
Okay, yeah, crouch heavy kick is going to hit there, full combo in the corner. And Ixion spent most of the last few games in the corner, fighting out regardless, finding ways to win. But I think Pup Tart's been doing a good job of getting the positional advantage and the health advantage. It's just a question of, can you close out before Ixion makes magic happen?
Yeah, we'll have to see what is going to happen in this corner situation again, as Ixion is rightfully in the corner, as you pointed out. Counter hit on the flicker, though, is going to allow for some very good damage. Immediate super cash out, because you want to keep Ixion as close to the burnout as possible. Another counter hit to do that job. Burnout secures. Now you just whittle them down. You've got so much time here.
Oh my god, I knew it was suspicious. Of course he's gonna do. Why would he do it so close? And Pup Tart falls for the bait. Does have the level 2, could probably just throw it out. Yeah, just like that. Now can Ixion find a way to survive this? Tries to jump. Oh wow, actually does survive. Ixion once again making magic happen. And Pup Tart can't stop him. Can't stop him. He's making it happen again.
Bro, the immediate backspin to bait the throw tech? Nah, Ixion, you're ridiculous. I'm sorry, bro. My man has done 3 devious gambits with those supers.
How is he doing this? Pup Tart just keeps falling for it. He can't believe it.
He is in this guy's head. He's 100% in this guy's head. Burnout, though? Okay.
I mean, Burnout has not stopped Ixion from finding ways to win the round at this point. I'm not even sure if it means anything. Pup Tart has to make something happen, using a lot of drive meter to try and make that happen as well. Okay, the DP's there. Okay, right on time, right on the right spacing, able to get the wall splat. It should be level 1. Is that enough to kill? I don't think it is. Okay, are we gonna see it again? We might see it again, sir. It's gonna happen again. How is he doing it?
Okay, combo to finish off here, OD. One more time, baby, level 1. Oh my god. Absolutely incredible scenes here from Ixion. I will say the man is a master at getting in the heads of the opponent, and very much on display right here as Ixion does get those baits to work out. Very, very fun set overall, but I mean, bro, when can you not have fun watching this guy play DJ?
Electrifying style of player from Ixion. I mean, again, looked to be on the back foot for a good chunk of that set, but just kept closing out the round somehow. It was, I mean, what did we see? We saw a reaction level 2. We saw a drive rush into level 2. We saw a Sobot into level 2. We saw a Sobot into CA. And then the back throw, it's just miracles just kept happening. And no matter what Pub-Tart did, just wasn't able to close it out. It was, I don't know. I'm starting to be a believer. I don't know what else to say.
The devious gambit from Ixion right there as he does get that W.
They all work, man. They all work.
Able to move on. Yeah, so that's our top 8 on winners' side secured at the very least. We do have winners' semis, finals of Cherubuk versus Schmix and Fang versus Ixion. And it does look like we are going to get Cherubuk's game up first, so we should have a very interesting matchup that we actually saw a few times on a previous Motivation/Duel Academy. Zangief versus Kim. What we saw was the Geefs kind of bullying Kim a lot, and it does make sense. I did feel like this matchup actually kind of works out for him. The way he's able to reset her coming close by using the medium punch target combo, as well as just not allowing her to get in sometimes with anti-airs, actually really does make her struggle a bit, I feel like.
No, it's definitely a matchup that I think naturally Kimberly struggles with. But the thing is, like, Kimberly does have really good options against Zangief, especially now after her new buffs with the stand medium punch and the stand heavy punch run. It's just one of those things where she doesn't have defensive options, so she can't afford to be wrong too many times. Whereas Zangief has high health while she deals low damage, so might be a problem. But we'll see here. So far, looking good. You can see already, just like that, Schmix was doing so well in the first half of this round, but already evened out within the span of like 5 minutes.
Yo, that backdash to avoid the dive kick was crazy. Didn't work out in the end for Cherubuk. He didn't have the full combo, but I can tell they've got the Kim matchup on lock already. However, SA2 coming in for Schmix, trying to do all the damage, gets the kill. Very nice, but I'm already seeing the warning signs that Geef knows what they're doing here. Yeah.
I have to spend the level 2 to win that first round, so you got to make sure that Zangief either doesn't win this round or has to spend a lot of resources himself. Schmix has the corner, able to side switch. Yeah, I like that. With punish on the crouching light punch with the stand medium kick from Kimberly. We're going to set the bomb down. We are. Okay. Yeah, immediate jump out. We don't want to stay there for too long. Uh-oh. Burnout.
Gotta be very careful here, but goes aggressive. Schmix is not going to back off. Still trying to get the way through. Backs off again after the run. And now trying to space it perfectly with a Vagabond. Gets caught out by that SPD. Nice stick of damage, but there's the recovery from Burnout. Whiffs the anti-air. Wait a second.
Okay. Cherubuk almost out of Burnout. And I think Schmix is trying to attack before that happens. Able to jump out of the command grab. Drive rush. Crouching heavy punch into the run to punish it. Well done from Schmix. Survives the potential comeback from Zangief, which is very terrifying.
Yep, very nice for the first game there for Schmix. I do feel like they had to hold on against some very dangerous pressure. They did get called out quite a few times as well, but they still take the W. Corner secured here. Cherubuk going for an immediate jump out though. No fear, exploiting the fact that they have that gap and will get the damage here. Now Schmix is in the corner, not where you want to be for sure. Oh, say goodbye.
Yeah, it never feels right getting killed with that much health left, but it is what it is. First round. Okay. Slightly, yeah, very deceptive, but it is still active. Gonna go low. Overhead. Spending a lot of meter here. Yeah, run, stop, throw again.
Okay, run, stop. Excellent shimmy. Yeah, really good stuff there. You've got 3 bars as well. You should be able to extend this to kill as well, even though it is Geef's life bar. Should be dead here, I'm pretty sure, while getting the in
for sure.
Yeah, nice.
For sure. Not even Geef's 1000 health can survive at 2 bars of drive gauge, but Geef has that level 3. It's scary. You can't make a mistake if you're Kimberly right now. All it takes is one wrong parry, one wrong drive reversal, and you could be round. It could be game number 3.
Okay, trying to still get that fight back as we get the close range buttons. Excellent interception of that drive rush with the medium target combo again. Hops on in, trying to slide on in into the neutral, and does work out. Cheeky little reset by going for that anti-air, then the dash. Throw for the corner, almost there. Trying to keep Cherubuk at bay, but not going to work out. They do get interrupted by the Fierce.
Cherubuk able to push back out. And then light punch on the check and gets the lariat. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but now you have to be careful. It is going to be a throw. Level 2 is at play. I don't think it's going to be enough damage. That's a risky one.
I don't think so, no.
Just one more hit. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, from downtown, sliding like we are on the ice, makes it work, and Schmix gets another game 2-0 right now. Cherubuk is actually being put through their paces. A couple of adaptations that I saw them do, obviously medium target combos working out very nice, and they are getting perfect parries in situations like this, but credit where it's due, Schmix is doing a really good job of actually mixing up the options and stopping Cherubuk's defense from working out.
Yeah, and overall being very evasive as well, and repositioning themselves into spots where Kimberly has the advantage and Zangief can't really impose himself. But as I'm saying that, that's exactly the opposite of what happened that round.
Okay, we'll see what happens. That perfect was very, very polarizing compared to what we've seen so far. Interrupting with the throw at the face. Ugh, okay, Cherubuk.
Yeah, Schmix has definitely shown a liking for that standing heavy kick. Okay, well, yeah, we're matching level 1. Drops the combo. Was that a drop or was that a reset?
Well, you know what? If it got a hit, I would call that a drop opportunity, you know?
I like that.
One man's trash is another man's treasure, you know? Like, gotta make it work out somehow as we do get that off. Oh my days, there we go. Another counter hit from Schmix, who's trying to go aggressive in the neutral. Once more, getting the counter hit. Heavy kick to the face. Ooh, Cherubuk's gonna be stuck in this corner now.
Oh, that's forced burnout, Schmix. I love the layers, but it's not going to matter. The standing heavy punch charge handles the DI, the maximum distance SPD. And Cherubuk able to get on the board finally. All right, some adaptations for sure.
Not done, and you love to see it. It's been very fun to see this matchup between two, obviously very differently designed characters. But Cherubuk still trying to survive. Couldn't get a punish counter on that tap parry, but still able to get the hit at the very least. So good call out from Schmix. Another good call out with a shimmy dock.
Gonna be overhead? No, just low instead. I think Cherubuk knows too much, was looking for the overhead as well. Going for the drive gauge, going for the throw bait. That's not plus.
Ooh, big call out right there. And then interrupting as well. Punish counter, of course, as Schmix identifies the gap, fills it up, gets the
opportunity
round.
again, right? Yeah. We match just in case.
So, winners finals on the line for Schmix right now as they do go for that slide extension, trying to keep Cherubuk at bay. Medium kick, well spaced into that drive rush confirm.
Yeah, you can tell Schmix is far more comfortable right now, just kind of going for what it feels like a flow state. Throw attempt, yeah, able to bait it. Cherubuk is not able to stop any of this. It just keeps going. Schmix has the corner, has the meter, able to bait the lariat, full punish with the stand heavy punch into the heavy vagabond air command, grab his Zuna drop, and takes it 3-1. Okay.
Yep, of all the ways for that to end, man like Geef being the one grappled and sent to the ground. And so, winners of finals qualification earned for Schmix. GG's to them, unlucky to Cherubuk. But now we're going to have to see who will be joining our Kimberly in the winners finals, because of course the next game is going to be Fang versus Ixion. And Fang, obviously, in my opinion, a prolific Kimberly main, who we've seen them mostly play throughout most of Street Fighter 6's lifespan. And I'm almost certain that themselves and Ixion have squared up numerous times over the course of Salt Mines, over the course of the Northeast Europe World Warrior region last year as well. I think they did encounter each other. So this should be a match of players that are actually fairly familiar with each other, I think.
Okay, that's good to know. And you mentioned another Kimberly. So we have 2 Kimberly players in top 8 currently. Which it's not something you see too often, just because Kimberly is generally a volatile character, doesn't necessarily have the tools to stably get this far. So good stuff to both players, especially Schmix doing so well against Zangief, which is a matchup that I think most Kimberly players, or at least a lot of them, would say they don't like to play. But I don't know how the Kimberly DJ matchup works. Do you have any insight on that?
Kimberly into DJ, I do feel like I want to say it probably oriented a little bit around DJ. Like, obviously, Kim's movement speed is probably going to be a threat that some characters would hate. But then you got to factor in DJ himself, very elusive, very quick. He's got built-in shimmies as well. And Kimberly's like jab checks in block strings can be a little bit wonky, I feel like. So I do feel like DJ has got a lot of routes to bait Kim here. All going to be about how Fang approaches that. But looks like they are ready to get started. Gonna be a fun one. Like I said, players that have met each other before. You were talking about not seeing Kims in top 8 that often. Pretty sure in that Motivation Academy I talked about, where we had Kim versus Geef in top 8 before, that was a Motivation Academy where we had 2 Kims and 2 Geefs in top 8, which say that out loud again twice and imagine that being real.
Sounds like a terrifying top 8. I want no part of that. Axion already making some gambits, throwing them at you already. We're gonna make sure that you're alert and you're on point. But bang, already about to take the first round as well. I feel like I blinked and yeah, that was it. Axion lost his health bar.
That was a kind of a crazy scenario from Fang right there. Incredible anti-air punish using the crouching heavy punch into the extension, but gonna get caught out by this OD reversal immediately from Ixion. Ooh, we got caught swinging there, but wasn't able to get punished. Fang missing an opportunity, but this time diving on him with that crouching medium kick.
Gonna throw the bomb down, stand heavy kick. Another one. Ixion just holding parry and finds the perfect opportunity to get the back throw. Knee drop gets the punish counter, feint into the throw. No full combo yet. Yeah, there's a full combo. Right as I say that, yeah, that's going to be... Oh, no. Never mind. Another drop opportunity, as you call it.
Clearly right there, as we do manage to make that work out in the end for Ixion. My man was spending that drive gauge like it was Black Friday with all of those bargain sale projectiles with the S-Lasher. Gonna try and get the aggression here. It's Fang who gets that level 3. You're not dead yet, but you are in peril in this corner considering your life gauge. Ixion probably going to try and gamble here. It's a question of if it pays off.
Yeah, immediately right after the second block. And you can tell that Fang was fully aware, kept it as a true block string, if I'm not mistaken, there on the second attack, and said, all right, I'm not pressing another button because I know what this guy is about.
Which, in fairness, respects to Fang for being aware of that. Ixion trying to make the, you know, I'd say sort of under the radar maneuvers work, but getting called out for it this time. We'll see if he can maybe mix things up in game number 2, because Fang's starting the pressure off strong, and he's going to be able to bait out the jackknife as well. Excellent start for the Kim here, who goes for the Tatsu to ensure that safe jump. Okay,
standing heavy kick from Fang to the throw. Backs off so he can get the perfect spacing on the anti-air. Right back in the corner. Elbow drop, presses after. That's the second person who hasn't checked it. That is not plus if you block it standing.
Oh, punish counter throw. Gonna catch out Ixion as well, and that will be around again. Fang is maneuvering so well in this matchup against the DJ. Another one, yep. Corner secured immediately. Here comes the spray counter. Keep it trying the lockdown. Tatsu for the anti-air. Oh my days, Fang.
Yeah, Fang is on point right now. Checks the drivers, checks the anti-air with both the crouching heavy punch and the Tatsu. Okay, but Ixion able to find the jackknife. Okay, getting a little sloppy.
All right, bit of a scramble going on right now, trying to make the eggs, as we do get a counter hit jab right there. No confirm though. And Ixion gets a nice anti-air, closing the gap, secures the corner. Gonna try and go for the standard pressure, but does get caught out. Oh, another landing into the jackknife. I respect the attempt, but Fang appears to be too ready for those. And I think that's probably the defining factor of this player matchup at the moment. Defensive awareness. Fang is just on fire with it at the moment.
Yeah, no, Fang for sure has been attacking and I think has a very good feel of how much pressure Ixion is under. and knowing when Ixion is gonna maybe try and make a big decision, but also when Ixion has to make a big decision and has been able to perfectly maneuver around that, and the risk reward management has been really strong.
Yeah, we'll see what Ixion is going to do here. 'Cause they're taking a breather, and I don't blame them. You know, I know for a fact the guy's got loads of capabilities with his characters, but it does feel like he's being called out a lot in the neutral. So maybe it's just slow breather, a way to reassess, because I have noticed the jumps have been a little bit excessive. Fang has gotten some really nice crouching heavy punching to
Yeah.
confirm punishes that you've seen. Maybe a bit more of a grounded game could be what we're looking for here. Either way, he's queuing back in. We'll see what he's got. I do think he could definitely get some games here, but it's do or die. He's going to have to reverse sweep, or else Fang is going to win his finals.
Yeah. And that's a tall task considering how well Fang is playing right now. Not too many opportunities being left on the table. So Ixion's gonna have to really lock in and make stuff happen right now. All right, a little change of scenery. It's the punish counter, but not able to get a combo. Either way, we're gonna hold the corner. No, we're not. Fang immediately backs out with the drive reversal. Ixion not being deterred at all. Still throwing out the jackknives.
Yo, trade, counter hit confirm. All right, Fang, I see you. Oh, another bait again, Ixion. This is so unfortunate to see. I get the idea, but it's just not working out. Super to kill, and it's set point Fang.
Yeah, this is definitely a clash of Ixion's high commitment on defense and Fang's low commitment on offense. But also just Fang knowing exactly when it has to, when Ixion has to back out, when Ixion has to make a tough choice. It's nice to jump from Ixion. No punish. Has the offense. Fang almost burns out. Checks the overhead.
Okay, trying to assess the way to get in again. I think that spacing was to maybe just at least ensure there was going to be no confirm from Fang right there this time. Gets caught again by the raw counter here, but we are getting closer and closer to the corner. This is looking good for Ixion here, but he gets interrupted. Oh no. Ooh, punish counter. Ooh, but no confirm on the Vagabond.
Yeah, it's getting both players, I think, getting a little sloppy here. I think they can both see the end right in front of them. Fang goes for the drive impact, not close enough. You got to get past Blanca first. Perfect parry.
I like that. Fang's really close to burnout right now. They take that counter hit, but the interruption is a good check there. I like Fang's idea of taking that singular hit, which was a check to try and force burnout, and then dumping back. They could have got a confirm out of that. Didn't work, but they are going to lose that round. Ixion with a chance to get a game on the board here. Come on, let's see if he can do it.
Yeah, pushing forward, a little bit of momentum shift. Gets the punish counter, heavy punch into the cross medium punch. And we're going to go into super. Has the corner, has the drive meter. Right now, Fang is one good guess away.
Ooh.
Perfect parry on the drive impact. This could be bad.
Quick cancel there. Going for the OD cancel again to try and catch out on those plus frames. Mix up with the cross up. Okay. Vagabond at level 3. Here we go. Big damage to the drive gauge incoming as well. You should probably be left with just under a half a gauge right now.
Yeah, not much to work with. Got to make some big decisions. No parry. Gets hit with the overhead. That's going to be it. Fang, knowing that Ixion had one choice, perfect parry or die, and wasn't able to get the job done. Ixion gets taken down by Fang with the extremely pristine Kimberly play.
Yeah, GG's indeed between these two. A very fun set. Unfortunate for Ixion in the end right there. And I mean, he's talking about it in the in-game chat. And it's pretty much a defining trait of, I think, that matchup, what we saw. Crouching heavy punch confirms into the either Tatsu or the throw from Kim. Were dismantling the approach from Ixion, which is really unfortunate. But the sheer leverage that Fang is able to use off of just one button like that is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if you get punished countered by it, or if you get, it's just it's such a hard tool to work around if your character is a character that has to approach from the air. And it's not like DJ's knee drop is a dive kick, right? Where it's like it's fast enough to where Kimberly's not going to attempt the crouching heavy punch. She can safely do the crouching heavy punch on reaction every single time. And you mentioned before, we saw the conversion on the trade combo into the air command grab, and it's like, man, going to the skies might not be the answer. It might be a tough call. So you might have to stay on the ground. But we saw how good Fang was playing on the ground as well. So it's like, what do you do? So I fully understand the frustration, but I don't think it's necessarily about the character. I think it's more so about how well Fang was playing.
Yeah, definitely really good stuff from Fang, who may look to be the favorite of the tournament as we now hop on down a step in the ladder to take a look into the losers bracket where we have losers round 1 ready to go. We're going to be Dalsim versus Ed here as Xenox and Pop-Tart are going to go face to face. Okay.
This is a matchup. Okay.
Oh.
Standing medium punch
downtown
with punish into the standing heavy punch on the drive rush. All right. Pop-Tart already showing some mastery in the Dalsim matchup. Okay. Forward heavy punch attempts a perfect parry, but it's not there. The back throw from Xenox. Gonna reclaim the corner. Anti-air with the Yoga Flame straight into the level 1. Don't forget, this is modern Dalsim we're dealing with. You got to be careful when you jump at him. You could pay a big price.
Very true. We've seen the way that Xenox is able to get those buffers in, ready to get those anti-airs after so many different kinds of specials and pressure. Okay, gonna try and fight back though, and is gonna get that drive rush. Does have to back off though. Excellent catch! Oh, even the level 1 wasn't spaced well enough there, so that's gonna be a charge heavy punch to the face. Didn't get enough damage though. Soft reset with the combos.
Yeah, the readiness from Pop-Tart there was good as well. Just charging the heavy punch and wake up the moment they saw the super whiff. It attempts the perfect parry. Wall jumps into the fireball. Hey, Xenox taking a little bit of a different approach here. We're not going to focus on Yoga Fires.
Okay, trying to get in. Good interruption again with that medium kick. Boom to the face. More than enough. Okay, very nice. From Dalsim right there. So, game 1 going the way of Xenox. Some really good interruptions, has to be said.
Okay. Oh, okay, we're gonna commit to the upper. Tries to go for the throw, but Xenox techs it. Passes back to the wall, though. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how both of these characters play in the mid-range. Once they get close enough, they both control such a far distance, and both are able to cancel from pretty much where no one else can. So the threat levels are really high. So you can tell both of them are either trying to go in or out as fast as they can.
Yeah, very much so, as we do try and get the pressure. Again, jumps over the fireball. OD to get in. Drive reversal is going to get blocked, but there's going to be no punish. Okay. Bit of a pitfall of Ed there. Some of those are slow, versatile options. So, going to have to try and find the mark again. Anti-air. Now trying to lock him down in the corner.
Oh, there we go. Able to get the hit there in the corner. But Ed does have the 5-frame crouch and light kick, so definitely a stable punish for drive reversal if you're unsure about the distance. Okay, gonna deplete some of the health there, get some of the drive gauge back. Aggressive neutral play from Xenox. Okay, Pop-Tart finds the mark on the float, has the corner.
Okay, there's the fireball coming in down, but the hard knockdown ensures that doesn't connect. In the end, Pop-Tart able to escape the extra damage. OD not going to be punished. As we see, Xenox still trying to get just one straight confirm. Evades the fireball again. Pop-Tart's been so good at that so far. Okay, burnout for him though, as they try to keep the pressure up. Drive reversal works. Ooh.
Yeah, wasn't able to get the combo. Yeah, it's going to be... No, misses! Crouching heavy kick doesn't get a full combo there. Could have gone into level 3, but Dalsim cannot defend himself. The meter is back. Doesn't really matter what you do here. I think could have just held it for the VI. Yeah, there it is. That's it. All right, Pop-Tart able to get a checkmate situation on the whiff super from Xenox. Very unfortunate. Well, very fortunate for Pop-Tart, I should say. I wonder how often does the opportunity what situations does that apply in? Specifically in combos, or does it just apply if your opponent drops the situation?
I would say any situation that gets dropped, just if you have something ahead of you where you're either going to set yourself up perfectly, you're going to kill a character, you're going to maybe win a set, and you don't when everyone knows you could have, that's the drop opportunity.
Understood. Okay, drive for a standing light punch, gets the corner juggle combo, back medium punch. Xenox is ready this time. The neutral jump is not gonna fly. Oh, still gets punished. Very nice DI. Notice the full charge from the distance, and Puff-Tart actually committed. I thought he was gonna half charge it as a bait.
Yep. We'll have to see if you can maybe adapt with that. Very good anti-air there from Xenox once again. Those command normals have been coming in clutch. One that we've seen so far, we should definitely bring up, is that back medium kick that I was mentioning before as well. Really been catching out a lot and getting those confirms out of it on Xenox's side. Puff-Tart, though, trying to go aggressive in this burnout pressure. You said this before. Ed is a wonderful character to be playing when your opponent's in burnout.
Oh, straight into the DI, but the reaction, that is a modern Dalsum. Once again, able to survive the situation easily. Escapes the corner, cross-up jumping light kick. I don't see that very often from Dalsum. Anti-air again.
Here we
go.
go.
Float. Okay, gets hit.
Oh.
Opportunity, we take those. No better world than Dalsum being forced back to neutral when his opponent's burnt out with a pixel of health.
All right, very nice there as we do launch into the next game. 2-1 up for Xenox right now as Puff-Tart is going mad aggressive, trying to take that corner as quickly as possible. Gets caught by that back medium kick again, though. Ugh, Xenox is just spacing so well in these situations. Genuinely, probably the most pivotal button he's used in this set so far.
Standing medium punch, trying to control the distance, mix it up with the Yoga Fire. Right when Puff-Tart relaxed a little bit, gets tagged. The damage is adding up. Okay, goes for the burnout instead of the punish. Level 1? No, okay, you know what? I like this. It doesn't really matter what they do. Oh! Yo! Low profiles the full charge heavy punch.
Managing to make that work. Ridiculous there from Xenox, who is now on set point, looking to eliminate the edge from the competition. Gets that teleport into the falling heavy punch, trying to keep the Oki safe here. Nearly 3 bars built on both sides. There we go. Race to the bank right now.
Yeah, the heavy punches are coming out. Every time Puff-Tart gets too comfortable walking around, Xenox immediately sends the message. Yeah, just like that. Stop it. Yoga Flame backdashes after, right back to where they want to be. Oh, interesting. Maybe it was buffering a super. Got the fire instead of a normal attack. Okay, once again, low profile sustaining light punch. Xenox has just been choosing the right attacks at the right times and able to bait the level 3 full combo. Just gonna send the level 1 after, but it doesn't reach. The heavy punch full charge again from Puff-Tart. The opportunity, we take those. That's gonna be a safe jump, I believe. Yeah, able to just crouch under. What's the punish? Forward throw. Forward heavy punch, that's plus. No way to fight back. You cannot defend yourself. Xenox not able to close it out, and not Puff-Tart fighting back, looking to equalize this to make it 2-2.
Making it work right there as we do manage to get that round. Good clutch up from Puff-Tart and very good patience as well. Some people would maybe get caught out by that level 2 and the long time you gotta wait. Unfortunate though for the Dalsim as we do go to this final round here. Tries to DR in, away from the fireball. Not gonna make that work. These teleports are giving Xenox a lot of leverage right now. Waiting to see maybe a punish or response from Puff-Tart. Ooh, nice spark.
With chipping at that drive gauge, Puff-Tart has to be very careful. Gets a punish, counter light punch, also attacks the drive gauge. Medium punch. I love this from Xenox, just throwing in just enough normals every single time Puff-Tart gets comfortable. Puff-Tart's in there, though, manages to survive and not get the drive gauge depleted, but it does get depleted anyway. Now Xenox has to burn out. Is this going to hit this time? Yes, it is.
Gone kill for burnout. Yeah, even doing that jump is pretty much gambling and saying goodbye to your game because, of course, the air-to-air punish that Dalsum can do. Very good awareness from Xenox, of course, to get that and get the pickup. And that will be them moving on in the losers bracket, who looks to be going up against Cherubuk in losers quarters. Nice, nice.
No, that was a very entertaining match. I was wondering how that matchup would go, just because I haven't seen that too much. I've seen it a few times, but you know, because both characters are so expressive and can be played so differently from player to player, I just expect that the different ways that matchup can look are potentially infinite.
Yeah, man, unfortunate. But looking at this matchup that we've got coming in right now, what have we got here? We have got Jury from Dims, as we have not seen them in the stream matches yet, I believe, going up against Jumbo. Jury versus Marisa here. I mean, with the amount of consistent options that Jury has to be able to fight back, and some of the very generous hitboxes she has on some of her normals, I do think Jumbo is going to be struggling a bit in this matchup.
Yeah, no, this is definitely Marisa's. It has to be in her top 2 worst matchups. It is not fun for her to fight against Jury at all. But so far, Jumbo able to maintain a good distance. The drive rush light punch from Dims. Forward heavy kick. Yeah, just walks up, just strolls up and gets the forward throw. First round Dims. Okay. Tries to Glidus, gets hit with the cross up. Dims now on offense. Drive rush jab again. Jumbo not able to stop this aggression.
Not working at all so far. Ugh, big damage on that though. Do not want to be caught pressing by that, as we do get a perfect parry. Excellent response from Dims here. Pinwheel to finish off the combo. Yep, set the fireball up for safety. Does get called out though. Massive damage. Close to burnout as well.
Oh, okay. Sneaks it in there. Able to get Dims when Dims was sleeping at the wheel. I will say though, it's very impressive that Dims has been kind of controlling so much, even though Jumbo is making some really good reads. But Jumbo, that level 2 from Marisa is just something you have to do. So I think that it was a smart play. However, the meter disparity might be a problem. Oh.
Oh, okay, another counter hit right there. I'm going to just try and go for the safety. Gets the immediate grab this time. Dim's getting called out by that. Jumbo's got to be careful, though, because that is 3 bars of super. Tries to go for the reset. Doesn't work out. Still there, turn, though. Ugh, these parry wars.
Back and forth. Yeah. Yeah, level 3 pre-buffer. You saw it coming from a mile away. I know for a fact Jumbo saw the buffer as they were doing the Superman punch and said, God dang it. It is what it is. You gotta make the decisions. You gotta make those calls. You still have to try and beat the fireball from Jury, but it is hard for Marisa to do so. Okay, gets a charge, holds the corner, just backs away, no rush.
Okay, trying to keep it safe in the corner with the fireball. Does work out once again. Ooh, good anti-air. Oh, okay, but good whip punish though.
Okay, goes for the throw. We're trying to equalize the health. Trying to keep that drive gauge healthy. Okay, no perfect parry this time. Dim's perfect parry that last time, the cross medium punch into the Gladius, but Jumbo not going to be deterred from doing it. Very risky DI wake up. Marisa is one of the characters you do not want to try and DI when she's burnt out. Gladius will smoke that.
Walking forward with the safety of that fireball. Hops on over though with the Superman punch. Nice from Jumbo. Still trying to get the fight here.
And Jumbo able to sneak in the DP, the jumps with no DPs coming out of. Dim's able to get the standing light punch target combo. Spends the extra meter on the Gladius just to make sure Jumbo fighting back.
Yep, making it work. Gets caught though, trying to go for that air to air. Doesn't work out, unfortunately.
Yeah, jumping heavy punch from Jury. One of the most cracked jumps in the game. Marisa has a hard time with that. She kind of has to Gladius if she's going to beat it.
Okay, burnout imposed on Dims here. This would be a really good round for Jumbo, which they need to be able to take us to 1-1 right now. Oh my days, not gonna happen. A little bit too late. You saw Jumbo already fallen as that level 3 came out. And that is unfortunately going to be a 1-1 for the jury. So, first to 2 effectively here, Doc.
Yeah, I think Jumbo noticed that Dims hasn't been anti-airing too well just because maybe the Marisa mental stack is too high. So Jumbo able to use the forward jump and kind of mask it to make it look like it's a Superman punch. So Dims now has some cleaning up to do. But Jumbo, yeah, I think Jumbo has definitely noticed a few traits that, you know, with Marisa, you just need one.
Very true. Okay. Safe pressure. Ends the block string again and not going to catch that jump in. Will go for the throw this time, though. A massive life deficit for Jumbo to overcome. And they are going to get walked back into that crouching medium kick. Ooh, and then the jump over. Dims is crawling all over the screen on all sides, like the spider that Jury loves to be, it seems like. Gets that round, and now Jumbo is going to have to fight back again. Gets caught in the plus frames there.
Okay. Wake up OD Gladius. Misses the target, but we're still going to get the crouching light punch command grab. Yeah, forward head kick Gladius. Yeah, just kind of standard. That's it. That's definitely over. Didn't have to do the target combo. That could have just done another back heavy punch for max damage, but gonna have to spend a level 1, I think. Yeah. Well done. I think that if Jumbo would have done back heavy punch after that full charge, then no meter would have been needed there as far as super goes. But we take those. We need to keep this character in line. Keep this character outside, but only inside whatever we want them there. Excuse me.
Respect for keeping it as optimal as they could, though. Okay, perfect parry right there again. We've seen a fair few of those leading to punish counters from Dims. Got reversal, though, to say get off me and keep the safe fireball pressure away. I like that a lot, actually, from Jumbo to reset the pressure.
Sending heavy punch of the drive rush. Full charge back heavy punch again. Dims holding the parry. Trying to save that drive gauge for dear life. Buffers a super. This time it is a Superman punch. Phalanx. This is gonna be burnout as well, and you know you see Dims has the full hard charges there, able to jump back jab Jumbo. So scary.
Between these two, a single hit could lead to the trigger being pulled, but the wave from the gamble as Dims desperately tries to get a wave forward with the specials, but unfortunately the lights go dim on that game, and so Jumbo is going to be taking the lead.
Perfect parry on the crouching life punch from the retaliation from Dim. Able to, bait out the parry again. There's another one. The drive gauge is depleting. Dims has to be careful. So is the health bar. Oh, base the DP this time. Finally, Dims attempts the DP on the target combo medium punches, but Jumbo was ready with the OD Gladius, showing some matchup knowledge and moves on to set point.
Yeah, that's been some really good locking in terms of the counterplay from Jumbo here, who will be getting caught this time in that round start by Dims, jumping in once more, still trying to keep that aerial progression. The Scooter for the armor, really good to get through there from Jumbo. Then the command grab, oh my days.
Jumbo making a lot of good reads right now. Dim's not able to keep them out. Crouching light punch check. You got to be careful. You get hit right now, it's over. No, okay, no, never mind. Not with 2 jabs. That's it. Very basic combo should do it here. And Jumbo is going to take it 3-1. Just keeps finding the hits over and over. It didn't matter, whereas Dims wasn't able to control the onslaught that's coming from the pink dress Marisa.
Very nice. Yep, gonna be Jumbo moving on there. Unfortunate for Dims. Definitely a very hard matchup to navigate for Jumbo, but I think the way they were able to call out quite a lot was very good. Underrated tool, I feel like, but we saw it come in clutch a few times, was the Scootham. Those punish counters with that armor was clutch for getting out of some very good pressure Jury could have put on. So
yeah,
really good there, I think, from Jumbo, who will go on to fight Ixion in losers quarters. But right now, I believe our next game is going to be Sherabuk versus Xenox.
we're gonna get to see that Zangief one more time. Actually, this matchup, yeah, this is a very classic matchup, isn't it? We have Zangief versus Dalsum, we all know how Zangief players typically feel about this match, just because we talk about character archetypes, right? This is your worst case scenario. You're a guy who's supposed to get in, and you have another character who's designed to keep you out. But as I say that, Cherubuk able to find the perfect parry on the standing heavy punch immediately. Okay, once again, Xenox not being deterred from using it. We're just gonna walk ourselves out of the corner very slowly, no big movements. Okay, there we go. The teleport finally comes. Almost burnout for Cherubuk.
Oh, the fireball timed incorrectly there, so a jump in for free from Cherubuk, who tried to close that space but couldn't do it. Playing, I think, very nicely in terms of effective range against these normals. Okay, we're just flexing now with these double perfect parries. Excellent punish counter from Cherubuk as well. Trying to get in close with the plus frames. This is, I think, going to be the issue. Geef can definitely get some really good reads on the perfect parries and the punishes. The question is, how does he get in close and stop him from being kept away? Because Xenox, he's at a lot of perfect parries and punish counters, and yet it doesn't really feel like he's down and out of this round yet.
No, but I mean, this is a very slow type of matchup as well. Even though it's been going for quite some time, look at Zangief's health. It's still very healthy. Still very high. Oh, okay. We're getting perfect parries. Yeah, we're in. I like this approach from Cherubuk. Not really risking too much health. Just doing just enough to keep Dalsum honest.
Nice tech. Jumps in. Can't get any punish there. The timer is beginning to run out as we go at 13 seconds left on the clock. SA2 is going to be pivotal right here as we go for the immediate end. A single pixel in it. Oh.
Yeah, Zangief has a lot of health. I don't think Dalsum can dish out the damage you need.
Yeah, you're just playing Geef. Just go back. Just hurl. Don't do anything.
Just hold down back. There's nothing that can... Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't think... Does Dalsum's level 2 stall time? I don't think it does, right?
If you were to charge up, I believe it doesn't know. So I think that genuinely was game over the moment that we got to the 10-second mark from Cherubuk and Xenox there. This is something I think we're going to see a lot of when these two are low on the resources. They're going to be very hesitant to engage each other. We may see the timer be involved a lot, but not hesitant this time. Aggressive level 3 from Xenox, who does big damage to the drive gauge.
Yeah, the momentum was definitely shifting too far into Cherubuk's side. Xenox uses that level 3 to reclaim some of it. Floating back and forth, nothing too big once again. These straight hits are adding up, though. Cherubuk almost has nothing left in the tank.
Gotta play it safe this time for sure. I think it's okay for them if they have to go to the next round, of course, given the fact that they do have advantage on the super bars right now. We'll have to see how that pans out, of course. Still looking for the way in. Another parry there, gets caught by the throw. All right, we are going to the final round here. Not too bad, I feel like, for Cherubuk right now, even though they are still going to have to find ways through for Geef. Very good way to use the knee boom right there. Another extension, the headbutt actually connects that time. Okay, a very aggressive round from them so far.
Yeah, able to find a low. With Xenox trying to escape or do something. Standing heavy punch charge to beat the teleport. No DI left. No super drive meter left for the DI. Xenox places the DI perfectly right when Cherubuk run out of resources. Now, at the corner, the Cherubuk finds a way out.
Jumps over the teleport there. Nice from Cherubuk to still evade and recover safely. Gets himself out of the burnout state. So here we go again. Tippy toes there, catching with that medium punch. Doesn't get the confirm though. Air-to-air whips, floating away, out of harm's way. Level 3 again. Xenox needed that to be able to recover that dwindling drive gauge.
Yep. The health bar is going to be relatively close. Especially because Zangief has more to work with. Okay, Yoga Flame anti-air. Oh, the jump! Oh, the SPD, of course! Of course, Geef players only want one thing. And it is gross. SPD on the empty jump, and Xenox was caught with the guard down. Found a way to do it. That was one game, sir. That was one.
Oh yeah, this feels like it's going to be a slow set in the tournament between the way these two are playing. And it makes sense for both of their player styles, but it's going to allow for a lot of interactions to be seen right there. Good anti-air using the fireball from Xenox. This time, a consistent punish on the perfect parry from Cherubuk. Nice.
Drive versus medium punch, headbutt. The drive reversal from Xenox chooses to burn out on their own accord. And Burnham hasn't played too much of a role in this set so far, but it might now for the first time. Yeah, I think that's going to be a guaranteed wall spot if they want it. There it is.
Counter hit attempted. Last hit there to make sure that you get the extension. Very nice from Cherubuk there to finish it off. Plummeting Xenox down to the ground, making him snap back to reality as we get that hit. So first one for the Geef this time.
But yeah, definitely momentum shift. You can see it already. Level 2, gonna take the corner, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Look at that damage. What's the mix? I think that was a that was a safe one. That was the fake one.
Nice anti-air again, confirm. Ooh, very good from Xenox right there. He tries to keep that pressure in the corner. Immediate stun the moment the burnout is engaged. Cherubuk could be in big danger right now. No threat of stun this time though, obviously, as they escape that situation, trying to get in close and bully Xenox. Here comes the SBD, saw that coming. Another one, maybe on the bingo card. Doesn't even need it, baby. 2-0 for the Geef.
Yeah, burnt out on that wall splat combo. I mean, it's just a very risky thing to do, especially against Zangief. If you don't have the meter to defend yourself, you can just kind of keep throwing strikes. Oh, right on time. Very fortunate from Cherubuk. Gonna use this to full advantage here. Air command grab. That's like getting hit with a super. Oh, again, the empty jump command grab for the perfect KO. Cherubuk going up to set point. This was it went from a slow first game to now both players are kind of, well, I guess it's just Cherubuk really just finding the way in, speeding up the pace of the set.
Yep, still going aggressive in this corner, but they are going to get caught here. Xenox is put into burnout, though, while Cherubuk is still looking pretty confident. They can play at this full screen range. We've seen them get those situations with the perfect parries. Interrupts the level 2 roar with a slap to the face. My man just said, get out of here with that.
Yeah, Zangief was very unimpressed with that attempt from Dal, so that was kind of sad. Okay, perfect parries attempts. I mean, I think Cherubuk just has a good sense on the timing on when the buttons are going to come, but also the fact that Xenox has to press them just to keep Zangief out. Looks like the read is there. The grappler brain is activated. Cherubuk seems to know exactly what's coming.
Yeah, enormous damage right now. Plenty of time to buy for the drive gauge to recover as well. Cherubuk is going to be still pretty fearless in this scenario, even though they take that hit. Hops over, evades the drive impact.
It's just for game. Oh no, just going for burnout pressure. That's burnout. That's it. I think could have thrown that one, but wasn't ready for it. Tries to slide, but it wasn't fast enough. Cherubuk able to make that patience and speed up the pace of that set and takes it 3-0. I did not see that one coming. I'm not going to lie to you.
Started off very slow, but I do feel like the adaptations began to emerge very quickly from Cherubuk. That was a genuinely very impressive game overall from our resident Zangief in the Motivation Academy. So GG's to Cherubuk, GG's to Xenox as well. But Cherubuk moves on. Going to be getting minimum 4th place here. The question is, will Ixion or Jumbo be the opponent? That's what we are remaining to find out.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be an interesting one as well. Left in the bracket, you're right. Yeah, Schmix and Fang in winner's side. I'm looking forward to that one. And then, yeah, Ixion and Jumbo. What do you have in that one? Have they played before?
These two playing? I'm not actually sure on that one. I don't believe so. I do think they would kind of be like a rare incarnate in brackets. But in terms of the matchup in particular, this is going to be a fun one for sure, at the very least, if they do lock in with the expected characters, you know, DJ versus Marisa here.
Yeah. I think just based on what I've seen in the past, DJ, you know, very high mobility character as far as just acute movement, whereas like Marisa, very high committal character with big buttons. So if you're Marisa in this situation, you have to be worried about if DJ's actually gonna be standing where he is right now, because if he's not, then that's a punish counter combo usually, right? So, and then also the knee drop from DJ gives Marisa a lot of trouble. So I think that Jumbo is gonna be forced to use Gladius to anti-air. But let's see how it plays out, because if Ixion can make the right reads like we've seen him do in the past, this can be a big problem for Jumbo, but Jumbo is also showing some pretty good adaptation skills.
Yep, we will see as we launch right into it. Looking for that first gambit between these two. Upset up. Ixion tried to call out with the sway. Did not work though.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Marisa throw out as many charge stand heavy punches as Jumbo. Definitely a signature move. Oh yeah, that's gonna be it. Easy damage for Marisa. She can do this in her sleep.
Alright. See what happens here. Does back off from that heavy punch this time. Nice catches on that armor this time, though, in the recovery from Ixion, who looks to be securing that corner, but a jump over from Jumbo was very risky. Did work out. Nice anti-air as well, catching the opponent, keeping Ixion locked down for now.
Oh,
with
yeah,
the eye.
Able to get the side switch into the jackknife. Gonna be safe jump. Okay, the backdash. One of the few times you see Marisa's backdash actually punish a grab, which means it wasn't plus enough, and now it's gonna be the level 3 into the right corner. One guess. It could be anything. Yeah, get dash and baits out the super. Well done from Jumbo, knowing that Ixion is gonna see it and flinch react, but it wasn't what he thought he saw.
Very nice there. Good start, I feel like, from our Marisa main here. Jumbo gonna launch into the next game. Orbit and Gambit going to them, but they are gonna get interrupted by the jackknife this time. Very nice.
Okay, OD Gladius. Drive rushes all the way in, waits for the flash season, and then goes for the delayed throw after the fact. Now Jumbo has a huge advantageous position, but Ixion able to fight back out. Okay, Gladius hit the slide. I think Ixion was actually trying to use the slide to low profile the Superman punch, rather, not the Gladius.
May well have been.
Oh, that's baited.
Yeah, nice from Ixion there. Okay. We have seen these attempts quite a lot from both of the players right now, and the adaptations are from them in reading them are pivotal. We saw Jumbo get a bait before. This jump from Ixion, very nice. And speaking of the devil, here we go again. Doesn't get baited here. Rhythm Game Mania, we got those.
Yes, we do. Didn't look
nice.
like it did too much damage just because Marisa's extra fluffy, right? But yeah, here we go. Look at that. Just a basic combo from Marisa, and she ends up doing way more damage than that level 2 did. Burnt out, though. You got to be careful. I like the crouch medium kick from Ixion, knowing that Marisa doesn't have low body armor in most of her moves. Especially in Burnout, there's nothing that she can really do to stop you. Oh, yeah, it's going to be full charge level 1. Look at that damage.
Enormous right here. Now Jumbo's got a hold on.
That's safe.
Just trying to wear away, maybe set himself up for an opportunity. Recovers in time, so couldn't get the punish counter throw. And then scoops him up and sends him down. Gets the round. So Jumbo on the verge of getting to a 2-0 here. Ixion really needs to fight back. Still has a chance.
He does. It's a pretty big chance as well. That's pretty good damage from a slide anti-air. As the corner gets the DI as well. The aggression is high enough here for Ixion. Safe jump. That's damage level 1. Oh, just level, yeah, never mind. I always forget how much damage that does. It's like, it's just the individual hits don't do that much damage, but you just see the counter go from 1 to 100. It's like, what is happening?
Yep, very nice right there. I mean, I think DJ really wanted to tell us that it was in fact party time with all those machine gun punches, but I think this kind of defines something about Ixion that we definitely see from them. You can compare it to their performance against Fang before. The guy really, really has a flow state where once he gets started offensively with DJ, you just gotta hold it because he's gonna lock you down. But it takes a bit to get going. Once he does, though, Ixion is a menace, bruv.
Yeah, which is why, that's exactly why as Marisa, you gotta be on point if you're playing against him, right? Because there's so many openings that he's gonna see and try to use against you. But you're only looking for a position like this. Yeah, no way out of that. Jumbo immediately fights back and takes the first round of the third game, which again, it feels like that happened so fast. Like, it wasn't necessarily even the pace of the match, it was just the fact that once Ixion got hit, the health just went away.
Yeah, okay, gonna get that extension here. Then attempts to go for the cancel quickly, doesn't work out. Punish counter incoming. Nice damage from Ixion. Gonna have to back off though. Jackknife, punish counter to the face from Marisa with that
That's
charge
it.
heavy punch. Yeah, you're probably gonna get level
Oh, that
3
should have
here.
been it.
Ooh,
That should have been
yeah,
it, but
I think that was
didn't
about
believe.
the kill.
No, that definitely was the kill. Just didn't believe in it, but it's okay. We take those. We still have the corner. Yes, Marisa throw loop, dash forward. She's only +1 on that forward dash, but the situation like that is not really worth the risk. Most of the time, it's not that big of a deal because she doesn't get a big combo from a crouching light punch, which is all she can do after the fact.
Yeah, unfortunate there, but that will be a 2-1 for Jumbo right now, looking to move on. Could be an opportunity to see the big body run back and lose his semis if Jumbo goes through here, actually, because they would be going up against Cherubuk, but they are going to get baited on that drive reversal. Nice read from Ixion.
Right, she jump out of the corner, Jumbo, but Ixion is having none of that. Gets the Sobot. Yeah, there's the whiff. Finally comes Ixion, just waits, walks away, and lets it happen. Jumbo has been getting a lot of mileage off of that, so I'm hoping to see some adaptations from Ixion.
Yeah, we'll see. Very good stuff so far from our friend Ixion, who does get the punish again. Looking to just try and keep on close. Perfect parry and eruption. Good stuff from Jumbo. Resets the pressure, takes their turn back.
Okay, gets the low forward after the fact. I like that. Set him up with the DI so that they're thinking about the armor and then you go low after. Ixion scheming, but Jumbo has the corner still. Buffering the medium punches. Oh, that's baited. Yeah, that move is -8. If you're going to try and punish it, it has to be reversal. Jumbo, I think expecting maybe exactly that, or maybe like a DP from Ixion, didn't want to risk it. Oh, then that's set point as well.
Oh, counter hit right there on that whiffed low forward from Ixion. Good catch by Jumbo right there. But they do fight back. Nice extension. Gets back to the mid screen at the very least. Now back throw so that they can start going offensive for the corner.
Uh-oh, target combo. That's going to be heavy gliders. Oh, no, just a step kick into the level 3 to Quadriga. I think that's it as well. I think that's still it. Oh, her damage is so high. I forgot how high her damage is. Yeah, I was thinking maybe do the heavy gliders. That way you max out the damage, but never mind. I forget. Marisa doesn't really need to be perfect. She just has to get any combination of hits where there are heavies in there, and she just deletes health. Good job from Jumbo.
Yeah, GG's to both players. Unfortunate for Ixion right there, who will finish in joint 5th place. So good run from them for sure, but that is where it comes to an end today. And so we do have the big body run back in losers semis secured. That is going to be a fun one for sure, as we do get our top 4 aligned. We've got Schmix versus Fang, the two Kimberlys squaring off for that grand final spot, and then Jumbo versus Cherubuk. Good stuff overall from everyone who showed up.
Yep, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one because watching both Schmix and Fang play previously, they were both like in a really good flow state. They were both kind of just feeling Kimberly's gameplay, just kind of going in, and the neutral as well was just pretty stable for both. I don't think I saw any situation where they were kind of lost. I don't think it really happened. And then Fang in particular looked to be very on point as far as like stuffing the opportunities that their opponents could get on them. So I want to see how they approach each other. It's a mirror match, so it's always kind of weird, but I think both of them are playing really well right now.
Yeah, really good between them. As we see Cherubuk looking, well, disappointed, almost tragic in their, realization that they're going to be going up against Jumbo again. We'll see how that one pans out as we get the players into the lobby ASAP here. Got Schmix ready to go. Should have Fang coming in just a moment. Any predictions in terms of who you'd say the favorite is between these two so far?
Hard to say because the matches I did see them play were uniquely different, the matchups they played. But I think from what I saw in feats in capability, I think Fang showed less opportunity to get opened up. Whereas I think Schmix showed more opportunity to get challenged on defense. But that could have been the opponents that were playing. So it's hard for me to know for sure. But if I guess, if I had to put my bets, I'd say Fang probably, just based on what I saw. But hard to say. I'm more interested in the losers matchup with Jumbo versus Cherubuk. That one, I have no clue.
Yeah, we'll see. Just see what Neo is saying. Ooh, who aside from Mai would you want nerfed? Well, I mean, obviously, not to spread anti-motivation academy propaganda, but I do hear a few people on the horizon potentially saying Cammy could be maybe adjusted. You know, I'm not saying I believe that. I'm not saying I believe that. You know, just full disclaimer. But
I know who should be nerfed in this order. Mai, we're just gonna ignore Mai because that one's pretty obvious, right? I think Akuma. I don't care what anyone says. Akuma, Cammy, and Bison.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair enough. Akuma, Cammy, and Bison, probably a list that I'd say a lot of people probably have. You know, at least 2 of those 3 characters appearing in for certain. I don't know. I feel like in terms of unique picks, maybe of some very minor damage adjustments for characters like Ryu in terms of reduction. I think maybe some damage increases for Terry maybe, or scaling, just because I feel like his routes still need a bit more consistency in them. Overall, there's still a lot on the horizon. Like, we are a month or just under out.
Yeah. Right, and we're off to the races already. Mix has the life lead and the drive gauge advantage. Okay, I like that. Jumps back with the heavy kick to get the punish. Usually when you block the forward heavy kick, you have to press jab to try and check the mix-up. So Kimberly players have been getting creative and jumping away with attacks. Okay. That's gonna be a command grab here. Tatsu, level 2. Oh, that. Ever since they gave her that buff, she's become so much stronger. That expanding Tatsu into level 2 just opened so many more routes where she could maximize damage where she would usually not be able to.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, tries to go for the pressure using the heavy kick here. Schmix is going to be able to get that advantage to the corner, but gets drive reversal, resetting the strings once again. Nice interruption from Schmix right there. Ooh, they are feeling very confident in themselves right now in this round. Tatsu for the ender. Trying to play it safe. Does get checked. Fine, tries to get that turn back. Very nice.
Oh, the whiff medium kick gets punished. Has the corner. Gonna be Vagabond into level 3. Yes, it is. Yeah, very, very good idea at this point. I think if you're Schmix, you already have, you're already in a good position. You're gonna get the buff, you're gonna get the walk speed and the damage, whereas Bang had to spend a level 2 in the first round to win. So right now you are the stronger Kimberly on paper. Did I say that?
Okay, trying to get that pressure right now. Oh my days, Fang going for the risky gambits. Does get that wall splat as well. Break can set up. Drive reversal does mean they have to stay in the corner for a bit longer to go for that. Side switches themselves. That actually works out nicely, I think, for Fang here if they can get an anti-air or a check.
Fang able to fight the way out with the crouching light punch. Crouching heavy punch whiffs, but we're going to call that a opportunity. This time is coming of their own accord. Level 3 of their own as well. Gets the buff. One hit away, I think. Just one. Any straight hit beyond the medium should do it, or any throw will do it as well. Walks away though. Oh, interesting challenges with a light punch into drive impact. That was a weird. Maybe that was a misinput. Not sure, but either way, we're gonna move on. Takes the first game. Fang looking strong.
Yeah, very nice there. As Neo pointing out in the chat, rightfully so, by the way, 2 Kims level 3ing did allow for that still remix for the level 3 song right there. Very nice to hear between those two as we go into the next game. But advantage on the side of Fang right now, even in this game, as well as they go for the throw pressure and the plus frames, trying to make Schmix guess, gets caught by the standing medium kick. You're definitely dead here. Just a well-executed round of pressure from Fang.
Oh, driver's crouch medium kick gets whiff punished by the standing medium kick from Schmix. Has the corner now. Goes for the shimmy, no counter hit. Yeah, attempts an overhead, but it's checked with the crouching light punch from Fang. Now Schmix is gonna have to hold this level 3 drive gauge. Is gonna be almost completely depleted. Gotta be really careful. Some pivotal decisions have to be made. There it is, burnout. Okay. Oh, okay, gets the level 3 retaliation after the crouch heavy punch run stop.
We're doing it again, baby. Another remix down on our screens as we get pressure. Perfect parry is really good from Fang right there. Extension, okay, sets himself up for the corner. I like that routing to make sure you have your corner in your set play.
That's it. Baits
That was
the parry on the jump. Yeah, I think that's one of those. That's the price you pay for knowing too much about your own character, right? You recognize the mix-up, you know what it is, but when you're that close to death and you know the parry's the main answer, you have to really consider if it's a smart play. And yeah, good call there on Fang, knowing that and using it against Schmix. And now it's potentially on the final game.
Okay, extension here. We're going to set themselves up once again. Very good routing here for Fang, as they do need one more clean combo to get the kill. Vagabond well spaced after those button presses from Schmix there. So reactive.
Talk about a clean combo. You ordered that and you got exactly that. Vagabond meaty hit from a distance. Overhead. Yeah, the head kick still doing work. Has the corner. Schmix needs a lot of Schmix to make this happen, but the hold parry, the moment Fang saw that it was spaced out. Okay, the slide does hit. It's going to be a throw. Is it going to be another throw? No, just a heavy kick. Yeah, another throw. And what's the mix-up now? It's still attempting the shimmy. Okay, it works on the other side, though, yeah. Fang attempts a shimmy of their own, but too close for comfort and gets backthrown by Schmix. All right, final round. This is a very important round for Schmix. You need to get on the board. If you lose this, you are eliminated from the... Oh, you're going to be into the losers bracket, where there are 2 monsters waiting for you.
Okay. Big damage incoming as Fang looks to close this one out and go 3-0 here. The clean sweep in the Kimberly matchup as we go for the backwalk shimmy there. Excellent start to get that fierce. Big damage on the punish counter. Not dead yet, but set play once again with a spray can. Good anti-air and escape from Schmix though. And the Tatsu. Okay, a really good sequence from them actually.
Okay, throw. Yeah, Schmix able to get the hits here, but is it going to be enough to close out? Jumps into the corner as Fang escapes and able to get the final hit with the crouching heavy punch and wins 3-0.
There we go. Getting the W for our Swedish representative here, Fang, is going to be able to get himself into grand finals, looking very, very strong indeed, while Schmix goes down to losers finals, and they will be waiting to see who of the 2 big bodies they will have to take on. Will it be the Zangief of Cherubuk? Will it be the Marisa of Jumbo? We'll see, because those 2 are almost certainly about to square up momentarily.
Yeah,
You're having to kick Schmix out like a cockroach. That's crazy.
These roaches get a pass. All right. All right, looks like we're off right now. We're gonna have Zangief versus Marisa once again. So this was a predestined fight. It was bound to happen, and of course, we've already had the Kimberly players square it off and decide who's gonna have to face one of these 2. And Schmix, I'm sure, is watching this very closely at the moment.
All right, we're gonna launch right into it. Okay, these 2 getting into it. Losers semis. The battle for 4th and a potential 3rd place here. Technically, we'll see who comes out on top as Jumbo starts the aggression off strong, taking that corner quick.
Whiff punish? No, that wasn't a whiff punish. Actually, just gets a counter hit after. Okay. We'll charge heavy punch with punish this time. But the drive gauge is gone, completely depleted, able to find the drive rush cross medium kick once again, and Cherubuk goes up the first round. Okay, anti-jump ODSPD. Okay, maybe a little bit too much, or maybe a step too far. Doesn't pan out, throws are whiffing. And now Jumbo past the corner. Yeah, just a crouching light punch, very sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky indeed, but does make it work out. Jumbo getting the damage, getting the pressure. Once again, that's a few times now we've seen those attempted quick cancels from Jumbo get jumped over in red. I think people are starting to adapt to that option as Cherubuk tries to keep that corner preserved. Excellent anti-air, good damage. Base the drive reversal as well. Very clean sequence of play from Cherubuk to take game number 1 right there. Well done.
Yeah, no, that was extremely good. And I saw the frame kill on the juggle. That was, I've never seen that from a Zangief player before. Looking interesting. And Jumbo goes to Cammy.
Yeah, Jumbo has had a Cammy before as well. Of course, Neo's going to be delighted to see that one. But yeah, a few characters actually that Jumbo has cycled through historically in the past. Manon and Cammy as well. So they do have the experience there.
All right, that's an interesting one. Usually players of an archetype usually stick to that archetype. Marisa being more of a brawler. Typically you wouldn't see a Marisa player play a character like Cammy, so I'm interested to see their take on it. But definitely had enough. The Zangief was getting a little bit too annoying. Pulls out the Delta Red. Okay. Oh, okay, Hooligan, it's a command grab.
Yeah, nice stuff here. Pressure, but is going to get interrupted on that dive kick thanks to that armor. Very, very nice. Gonna have to see how this pans out for Jumbo as Cherubuk is still looking purely confident despite the aggression they've been dealing with. Gets caught though, just a raw hit there, not even a counter hit as we go for the DI. Gonna land. Perfectly timed on the wake up. Should be able to get this kill here as we spend all of that drive gauge. Level 2 incoming.
Yep, definitely level 2. We're not playing any games at all. We're trying to get this to 1-1. Okay. Slow neutral, significantly slower even from Jumbo than before. Was more willing to whiff normals with Marisa, but I think the Cammy, completely different approach. Okay. Okay, forward heavy punch from Zangief, headbutt, hell stab. Oh, baits the DI! There is no way that just happened.
That was kinda godlike right there from Cherubuk, bro. Oh my god, okay. Ooh, counter hit as well to make that land. Cherubuk, keep going.
Okay, forward heavy punch again, goes into burnout. And Jumbo finds a way in with the dive kick. Dive kicks are way stronger right now. But not dishing out too much damage. Cammy's damage mid-screen is not that good in the corner. It's a little bit of a different story. Okay, here we go. Past the corner. You got to be careful now. The crouch heavy punches could be a big deal. Jumps out with the DI again. The DIs are not working for Jumbo, and Cherubuk makes a miracle happen once more and goes up 2-0.
Yep, looking really good here as we go to the third game. Cherubuk is locked in so hard right now. Dialed in as there's the perfect parry. Gets himself a punish counter once again.
Okay, burnout. Is there another Tundra Storm in the waking? Is it gonna happen? Okay, no, just Hooligan into command grab again. Oh, okay, just burns out. Jumbo not wanting to do with any of the aggression while Zangief is burnt out, wants to put on some pressure. Past the corner, the heavy kicks are there, the dive kicks are there. The level 1 is there. I think Jumbo's had enough.
Very nice from Jumbo. Ooh, good shimmy as well to get that punish counter. Good read. And does get the round. Now, is that Cammy going to start cooking? Let's see.
Okay, back to neutral. Gets a jump head kick. Some hesitation from Cherubuk there. That jump angle can lead to a dive kick at the feet. You don't want to try and lariat that. Okay, once again has to corner the heavy kick, doing work, gets thrown the parry. Sending heavy punch burnout into drive impact. This is not going to be enough to kill, but is it going to be a reset? Oh, just a regular, good old-fashioned combo. Uh-oh! Sir, this could be a problem.
Very much a problem with the C to factor in as well. Takes that knockdown. SPD. Oh!
Didn't even have to spend a super for that.
Keeps the bar available for the potential final round here as Jumbo tries to fight back with a punish counter. Does get interrupted. Plus frames here. Ooh, that parry. You're parrying with a Geef that's got 3 bars right in your face. Jumbo, you're so brave.
Okay, here we go. Gets the conversion with the crouching light punch to throw whiffs, and Zangief jumps over. This is not where you want to be, but that's okay. We're gonna just swap sides anyway. All right, what's the call, Jumbo? Darabuk is hoping for any opportunity here. One combo into one level 3 is all they need. I suppose that's mutual at this point.
Still trying to fight. Gets that confirm, a sliver of life, and the whiff there. The gamble is not going to pay off this time at the very least from Cherubuk, and so game 4, the Kami survives, and Jumbo looks to be starting to dial in bit by bit in this matchup.
Yep. That hooligan into command grab has had 100% success rate in this set. Okay, crouching heavy punch this time is converted into crouching medium punch. Still not doing a heavy spiral arrow, but all the same, we're going to take the corner. Darabuk fighting out, trying to be more aggressive in neutral. I think feeling the pressure that's coming from Jumbo. The target combo to the dive kick works. We're getting a lot of hits right now. Jumbo tries to go for the neutral jump shimmy, but Cherubuk was already in the air. These may not be Russian skies, but it is neutral ground. We're in the grounds of Sparta. Throws tech. Whiff punish, dive kick again.
All right, making it work. Yeah, those options really are starting to work out way better from Jumbo. I love the adaptation, but Cherubuk does fight back. A well-timed drive push sees them get that combo. Doesn't stand up forever, though. Has to reset the pressure. It's the wake up. Oh my, damage and set play incoming. Nice. Stun is there as well. What a sequence from Cherubuk. But he missed the lariat. He didn't get the last hit. Oh!
It was all a setup. Okay.
Calculated, bruv. Calculated.
Oh, again. That's been successful every single time. Is it going to be a reset? No, it's not. DP's not there. No anti-air. And is able to survive that situation because Jumbo was caught sleeping. And now Cherubuk at set point.
Okay, Cherubuk still almost there. Managing to get the extension on the pressure, though, is Jumbo, who's still fighting back. Still trying to get in. But now it's Cherubuk's turn once more as they have the corner. OD, SPD, a massive stick of butter took away on that damage. Perfect parry on the landing, so of course you're going to get thrown. Now you've got less than the bar of drive gauge as you get anti-air here. This is looking dire. That's going to be it. There we go. Finishes it off one final time, and Jumbo unfortunately cannot break the cusp of the top 3. And that does mean we do have our Zangief moving on to take a game and fight against Schmix. That'll be a very fun losers finals for sure. But big ups and big GGs to our friend Jumbo. Always fun to see them.
Jumbo in the chat requesting some changes to this character. But I will say that Jumbo's Cammy was doing a lot of work. And I think that they looked far more comfortable in that set with Cammy than they did with Marisa. It could just be a personal matchup thing, or you know, just like maybe just more confidence with Cammy overall versus Zangief. But yeah, I think Cherubuk was able to make so many adaptations. It was kind of interesting to see. But then of course, the OD asked me to end the set. No other way you could do it with a Zangief, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think those interactions and the way the Geef was being played specifically was really good from Cherubuk. But, well, we went from Cammy. Now we're going to have to see how Cherubuk handles yet another of those versatile fast movers in the neutral, because Losers Finals is coming up, and we have got Schmix versus Cherubuk, both looking for their tickets to take on Fang, who's sitting pretty in grinds right now. Starting things off with a very good whiff punish from Schmix right there, using that medium kick.
Okay, crouching medium kick on the drive right into the heavy kick. Now we're just holding this positioning in the corner, able to get a hit in there with the slide. And now we're in once more, heavy kick into the throw. Overhead. Okay, Sherbrooke's just gonna anti-jump command grab. We're not gonna overcomplicate it. The health is almost even with that one gambit that he took.
Alright, let's see. Level 2 incoming here. Very big damage. Gonna be close. Not enough, but at least you build some drive gauge back. And of course, the Vagabond is there to back you up immediately on wake up. Nice from Schmix right there just to secure a simple chip kill.
Okay, we're gonna go into the level 2. It is gonna be Jackhammer. Oh, perfectly placed slide there. And Schmix has the corner. Is it gonna be Schmix? No, we're just gonna tech the throw, and Sherbrooke able to survive the situation. Now on the offense, that's gonna be a lot of damage. I think that's it. Oof. All right, moving on to the final round of this first game.
Okay, yep, trying to get things started here as we get a throw on the side of Schmix, looking to keep the corner preserved as Cherubuk swings for the hills with that charged up heavy punch. Gets the jump in, cross up as well, so of course going to go for the SA2 here. Will allow for some very good routing and corner carry. Yep, corner secured.
Oh, it does get the hit as well. The OD Larry gonna do a chunk of damage and takes the first game for Cherubuk.
Yeah, very good opening game from Cherubuk here, but Schmix trying to fight back immediately, going very aggressive to start things off.
Okay, attempts to drive rush with forward heavy punch, but a little bit too far away. Schmix gets in this time, past the corner. Yeah, these throws are adding up, and Zangief has so much health. It just feels like one guess and it could be equalized, to be honest. There it is. Yeah, already they're looking pretty even, and that was one jump combo into a few straight hits. Has the corner once again. Air command grab damage.
Very nice, pure damage as we get that first round on the side of Cherubuk. Looking to try and get more advantage, looking to get closer and closer to Biting Fang, but Schmix holding them back every step of the way, trying to say that you can't escape just yet. Drive reversal to keep that corner though was smart. However, that perfect parry actually slides Cherubuk out of the corner. Very good for the Geef right now. Ooh, drive impact just timed a little bit wrong there.
Yeah, very high commitment on that backup at the DI. Okay, mash into level 3. Yeah, we don't want any part of that. Whatever reset you're doing, whatever drop you're gonna do here to try and reset me, not gonna work out. Of course, buy some space here. Immediately jumps forward, attempts an SPD on landing, but does it again. Cherubuk showing the Zangief mastery over and over again. Schmix is not able to get the final hit. All right, Cherubuk bringing the hype to this top 8. Schmix now needs to make this comeback down 2-0. Oh yeah, we're attacking now. Nothing but strikes. We're not doing grabs anymore. Look at this. It's infinite pressure. Schmix is not able to find a way out. The knee hop over and over again. It's basically an infinite. Look at this. The reset into the DI. Just like that empty jump OD SPD. No complications. And Cherubuk is moving on to set point with a perfect.
Yeah, and I mean, they are looking very convincing right now. That much is for sure. Schmix has got to start mixing things up. Duff up the Zangief. But this is the way to do it so far, evidently, with those throws. Mixes things up at last and gets a counter hit to confirm for their troubles. Has spent a lot on the OD, so is really believing in this kill. It was a good starter, and min scaling should come in to help as well. Should have the kill. Ooh. Yes, okay.
And Schmix bringing it to the table a perfect of their own. Evens out the rounds 1-1, but definitely needs to make this round happen, because this is it. This is do or die. This is losers bracket, losers finals. The loser of this one will not be playing for the rest of the bracket.
Let's see how this pans out here. Excellent response to catch that punish counter on the throw. Schmix is desperately starting to incorporate those throws into their game plan. He uses the Tatsu with good reactions as well there. Another punish counter throw. This is starting to form up quite nicely for them. He should be able to kill, I think.
That should be it. Yeah, that definitely should be it. You can choose a level 2 right now. Yep, right there. No complicated combos, nothing like that. We're just going to do into the level 2. And now, yeah, the pace has picked up a little bit for Schmix.
Much better. Neither that for sure from Schmix as they do get a game on the board. So let's do this. Game number 4, Doc.
Okay, gets the jump heavy punch there. Jerabug finds the reset forward heavy punch, but then Schmix stops trying to escape right after the fact. The classic. All right, Schmix manages to get the burnout pretty early on in this round. Of course, Zangief does not have an invincible level 1, so if Schmix decides to reset into a DI at any point, it should be guaranteed. Okay, but doesn't need to, doesn't want to. Just gonna keep getting the damage and use the burnout for pressure rather than a guaranteed wall splat. Baits the deep, not the DP, the SPD again, bro. Yeah, level 2. That was very smart. Instead of going for the crouching heavy punch and potentially allowing Geef to make the comeback, keeping him alive, we're just gonna go into the OD Tatsu, knowing that I can be canceled into level 2 now. Good work.
Yeah, very nice indeed, as we do get the medium kick there. No confirm this time, and actually leave themselves vulnerable for a punish on the second one. Cherubuk is going to pick up on that and go for an immediate SA2. Opts for the knockdown, keeping in close. Self-imposed burnout here, looking very confident that they can take this round regardless of that drive gauge resource.
Now, Cherubuk has shown... Oh, okay.
That was the most preemptive scoop ever. My man saw a customer walking across the field for the ice cream stand and just went, yeah, here you go, buddy. Here, vanilla scoop, go.
Oh. Okay, able to get the drive reversal on the Zangief. Neutral jumps this time on the forward heavy kick from Kimberly. Is that a hit? Yes, it is. Level 1 does make contact. Now Schmix able to find a relevant hit. Needs to make something out of it. The Tatsu is there this time. Not getting baited with the crouching heavy punch. Gets the shimmy. Has the corner. Is it going to be a reset? No. It's the Tatsu again. It's going to be burnout pressure. It's back thrown. This might be bad. This could be it.
Punish counter right there on those falling jumping buttons just to get the damage. Nice. Didn't get it confirmed though, but actually mixed it up by going for the falling elbow right there. Cherubuk's got a guess. Holding on. Almost out of burnout. What a punish! Ooh, okay, resets the pressure.
Forcing guess for a game. And Schmix holds down back for dear life. Able to survive the situation. Cherubuk never went for it. Too risky, but it is a level 1. The bomb is there. This should be it. Doesn't even need it. Evens it out. 2-2. We're turning up now, Schmix. That's 2 games. It could be a reverse 3-0.
All right. Let's see if the reverse sweep does happen. I see Ixion in the chat as well saying to kill all the Kimberlys. Oh man, I mean, look, Ixion, gotta make sure you didn't jinx it here because here comes Cherubuk again trying to go aggressive, gets the SBD, self-imposed burnout again for the enormous damage.
Yeah, Cherubuk, these burnout decisions have come into play a few times, either for the best or for the worst. Let's see what it is this time, though. Does have a huge lead, so I don't think it's that bad of a situation. With the throw after the shimmy, though, goes for the SPD regardless. Cherubuk moving on to set point. His Zangief reads are kind of insane.
Yeah, let's see how this pans out as we do keep the pressure up for now. Punish counter throw from Schmix. Okay, nice.
Shout out to Chakote with the 58 raid. Appreciate it. The Cherubuk now with the level 2. Okay, what is it gonna be? Forward heavy punch. Oh, again! The SPD after the whiff, and Schmix wasn't ready for it. The Cherubuk gonna go for the command grab this time. No, tries to go for an overhead, but Cherubuk does the throw again, and this time doesn't get shimmied. Instead, gets rewarded with the set and wins 3-2.
Yeah, huge dubs all around there for our resident Geef main. Unfortunate for Schmix, who really did have the right ideas, but unfortunately just could not convert off of them. And so we have got Zangief going to grand finals here. as we wait to see who is going to come out on top in this first of the Motivation Academies. But while we wait in the downtime, first of all, a massive thank you to Chakate and all of his viewers for showing up just as we get to the grand finals of this tournament. Hope you're all having a wonderful morning or evening, depending on your time zone. We do have a match arena available for all of you. If you could do us a big favor, claim some codes. We still have quite a few left spare. We're just trying to get some extra cash for our 2 players here. We got Fang going up against Cherubuk, which is a Kim versus Zangief matchup. Going to be a very fun one, and we are going to launch right into it. Grand finals time, baby.
Yep. Grand finals. It's a very different Kimberly, and fortunately for Cherubuk, just ran into one. A little bit warmed up on what the character can do. But Fang, a whole different Kimberly in their own right. Let's see how this one looks. Which, by the way, Cherubuk just defeated the person who put them in losers. So,
the adaptations, you could say. We'll see as we launch into this grand final set. Both of them trading blows so far. Cherubuk is playing a very patient game, it looks like. Does not want to overcommit against this Kim, but Fang does spring on them and does get the hit and start things off.
Crouching heavy punch run. Okay, tries to bait the lariat, narrowly misses it, but still a big win just based on how much meter Zangief spent in that situation. Okay, this time once again, the health is pretty even. I like the heavy punch. They're trying to replenish some of that drive gauge. Very expensive spend for an anti-air, but it might pay off. What's the mix-up? Yeah, big combo here. Whatever, however you slice it, it is over. First round rather goes to Fang.
Yep. There's Fang getting that one to work out there. Crouching light punch check immediately on round start from Cherubuk right there was very nice, but they do still get chased down by the aggression from Fang, who does not want to let the Zangief breathe here. Works out once again with that counter hit starter. 3 bars already built as we go for the little backwalk shimmy. This should be a very good combo round for them. Of course, the level 3's coming. Gonna be on the verge of burnout as well here by the looks of it.
Yeah, exactly right. Now you have to make a big decision if you're Cherubuk. Yeah, goes for the throw tech. Seems to be a very common. Yeah, once again, with something goes for the SPD, but this time Fang going nowhere near that. The DI is there. It is going to work. Has the corner. Cherubuk, what is it? Yeah, just goes straight for the DI. Not going to overcomplicate it. This is a lot of damage. Okay, no, keeps it simple. Keeps the meter. Level 2. All right, we're going to get that round as well. Good stuff from Cherubuk.
Yeah, managing to go into the final round with a bit of Super Bar on their side as well. Pivotal, of course, for them, as they will need to cash out to get some damage on the table here. We'll see who comes out on top. Nice whip punish on that medium kick, but hold up a minute.
The backdash there from Fang was ready for it. The pressure is significantly safer from Fang, right? I think overall it's been pretty good, and Cherubuk has been having a harder time finding a way out. But whenever they do, it's a big deal, just like this. The health is being equalized as we speak. Oh, tries for the SPD.
Level 3 already built, and that was a punish counter to start things off, but you're still not going to be able to get the kill here. However, preserving the burnout status will be huge for Fang to get that pressure. What do we got here? OD coming in, hunting down on that neck, and we do get the first game in the favor of our winners' sides. Grand finalists, very nice.
I love that drive rush jab there from Fang, knowing that Zangief's level 1 side invincible, but also the level 2 is too slow, so it was a safe crouching light punch that would have baited that as well. Cherubuk has the corner, able to get the jump medium kick pretty early on. We're just going for strikes. It's basically drive gauge or health. You choose which one I'm taking, but I'm taking something. Command grab punish on the drive reversal. Yes, sir.
Nice from Cherubuk there to get that round. Pretty convincing one from them as well, I will say, as they take the advantage. Now, fishing again with those crouching light punches and medium punches. But not going to work out. The combo not being extended on allows Fang to get that standing medium kick confirm. A button they have been pivotally using throughout this set so far, preserving the corner.
Getting the frames here. Then heavy punch check on the drive rush. Crouching light punch check on the drive rush. But Fang able to get the hit. Not going to go into the level 3 quite yet. Cherubuk has been really liking the option of throw or delayed throw on defense. Well done on the jump over. But yeah, Cherubuk has been liking the delayed throw option on defense, but I think that pairs really well with their other option to escape, because while you're trying to bait the throw, it gives Zangief the opportunity to find a way out with a forward jump.
Oh, really good read from Fang right there to get that. Immediate cash out in the level 3 coming. Don't blame them. Needs to get that install in gear. Locked in now for the extra utility, as Cherubuk does take some big damage to the drive gauge as well. Does parry on the cross-up, but not going to be able to get a perfect parry like they did before. Great check on the approach this time, though.
Oh! I think accidentally got a spray can or something else, but yeah, we're going to jump to the other side. Zangief ready with the perfect parry, though. Gets a close throw. Heavy SPD. Look at that damage. What's the guess?
Gotta be very patient. Gonna have to stand like a stalwart wall here. Drive reversals to preserve the opportunity. Does Fang is on a sliver of life right now, so you can see Cherubuk is just fishing for these chips. Works out. You saw him going for a lot of light punches and crouching light punches as well. Just really wanted to get one straight hit to move things on. And that does allow them to get that first game. So, nice from the Geef. We go to game 3 here. Fang, though, still very fearless on these round starts, it has to be said.
Yep. Like, you got to maintain the pressure on the Zangief, even if it's not necessarily through attacks, even just the pressure of your positioning, especially as Kimberly. Otherwise, Zangief just gets to run amok, and you do not want that to happen. Okay, knee hops over the low. It's just all strikes so far, but tries to go for the command grab, but the jab is there from Fang. Gets a standing heavy punch, punish counter, full on the whole command grab. Past the corner, what's the mix-up? Heavy kick overhead? Oh. Attempted jump out the top
yeah.
there.
Nice. Just shimmying as well. DIs him. Any opportunity to escape was shut down with the way Fang was definitely pre-walking. Had that condition in his mind ready for the drive impact. Secures the combo afterwards on this. Can't get the kill. Even so, Cherubuk just being dismantled in this corner. Very good round to close out from Fang right there.
Uh-oh, that's a perfect parry. Gets to throw again. What's the mix-up? This time goes for the neutral jump, but Fang didn't do anything, just kind of waited. He checks the drive rush again. Doesn't lead to much, unfortunately, but keeping Kimberly out is still a high success. Okay, that could have been converted into way more. That was an interesting one. Okay, crouching medium kick makes contact again, has the corner. We're gonna go for the level 2. What's the follow-up? Frame kill, crouch medium punch, hell stab. Misses the command grab. Fang's he wants no part of that, jumps forward. What's the mix-up? Baits it! The Dominican mix-ups? Are we doing that?
Yo, faked him out into tapping the parry, so got the punish counter throw. That was disgusting from Fang, and preserving the bar as well. Maybe trying to save it for a last-ditch hurrah to secure the round, but no. At the very least, they preserved 3 bars for the final round, but that was extraordinarily cheeky from Fang right there.
Yeah, seeing the Dominican mind games come to play. Very interesting. I mean, you recognize that setup, but that's usually a different variation, a little bit lower. That's a punish counter, slide from a distance, goes straight for the level 3 off the Vagabond. Not quite burnout here, but you are dangerously close. And Kimberly, if you burn out, this is probably going to be a guaranteed wall splat. Okay, standing heavy punch preemptively. Beats the forward heavy kick. I like the idea. In and out. Gonna be corner carry. Yeah, this is guaranteed wall splat if they want it.
Yep, there's a sequence.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Been able to throw that.
I think there's a couple opportunities for it, yeah, but it's so rare to see someone just naturally and raw throw out that throw in those sequences. Like, you really don't see it often. But not ready to go this time was Cherubuk, and that allows Fang an opportunity to get the lead. 2-1. One more game for this tournament to be over for our Kim main. Gonna be curious to see what the adaptation from Geef is here, who is being forced to the corner. Oh, tried to drive rush to get a bit of distance away from the spray can, but it wasn't enough. Oh, and it's burnout as well. Oh no, it's brutal, it's awful.
Oh no, the overheads are hitting. Able to find the DI again. That one was definitely throwable as well, but it doesn't matter. The mental stack was way too high, and Fang now moving on to set and tournament point. Full momentum shift. Is that going to be back throw? Yes, it is. No, actually, going to be forward throw. We're going to just keep him in front. Okay, sweep. It makes contact there. Full damage. Is it going to be jackhammer side switch? Or just side switch. Keeps him closer.
Okay, spray cans there. Does manage to stay above the hitbox, trying to just still look for those hits. Good perfect parry from Cherbuck right there. OD Lariat to get that secured corner.
Able to get the hit, still not leading to much, but okay, able to get the lariat this time. That barely made contact. That was dangerous. Cherbuck staying alive. Okay, attempts to parry on the jump as they whiff. The overhead hits. Vagabond level 3 is going to be a big decision to make here because Kimberly, if she gets one clean hit, it's going to be a mix-up for game. There's the hit. There's it.
Okay.
Another one.
Oh my, the drive rush punish from downtown to get that punish counter. Of course, Fang was ready for that one. He is exemplified